Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes!
Today is a very, very special day for multiple reasons. Reason number one.
Tomorrow.
Well, I don't even think about that.
Hey.
I guess 3 different reasons. Reason number one is that we are starting our positional rankings for the 2023-2024 season. Should be fun. We're dropping one a week, so come back on Saturday too. But next week we got shooting guards and so on and so forth to the start of training camp. Reason number two, I'll put this in number 2. We on 2K Eve. Y'all know we all 2K heads around here, whether we love it or hate it. It's just
You a 2K
game
head?
that's.
Am I a 2K head? No, but I do
Okay,
enjoy
yeah.
playing the game with y'all.
Do you think you need to get to a 2K head?
No,
It's probably better off that way, Derrick. Don't be a 2K head.
I just enjoy playing with y'all sometimes. That's enough.
Do
That's
you?
enough of a
I
fix
don't
for
think
me.
you do because you're not a 2K head. I think we get on your ass a lot.
He
Especially
be
me and
begging
Mike.
you to get on the game.
I can play a lot more now.
What was,
y'all
that-
can see
what
me.
was ever holding you back?
Had a younger baby.
Newborns.
Oh, you
different.
did have a newborn.
And reason number 3, let me make sure my math is right. 8 years ago today, we dropped our very first podcast episode.
It always falls on
8
the-
8
years?
years ago today.
Yeah.
So 8 years ago today, we were standing in
But
that
I
parking
didn't know it was
lot.
8 years ago.
Eight
I didn't know
years
it was
ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah,
8
we were
years
standing in
ago.
that parking lot at that what is it? That community center,
Mm-hmm.
waiting for dude to come open it up for us. We go in there, sit at that big ass table. Damn.
Yeah.
You had
cannot
light
believe
blue
it.
on. You
I
had the
had
White
on the
Sox.
Red
You
Bull
had the
shirt.
Red Bulls, and I had a Yankees jersey on.
That's what Jason Collins.
Jason Collins. Yeah.
We've come a very long way, man. So I just want to start off by saying, as always, we appreciate everybody that's been showing support, whether it was in day number 1 back that many years ago or you just clicked on your first video right now. We appreciate all of the love, all the support. We've come so very long, and we wouldn't have been able to do that without y'all, because if y'all wasn't watching, hell, this show would have been over a long time ago.
Nah, we would still kept going.
With 3 views?
We would have
Yeah.
shifted into something else. We would have probably became clout chasers. We'd have been doing
Clickbaiters.
pranks and
Thank God we didn't.
we've been in the mall talking about
Kiss a slap.
Kiss a
let her go through your phone.
Oh my God, those be crazy.
Yeah.
We had the jewelry detectors.
Yup. Shit like
Bro,
that.
it was one video where he was like, it kept saying the jewelry was good. He was trying so hard to find it. He went all around this man's neck. I would have been like, bag up off me, bro.
Somebody just did that in the Eagles players parking lot.
I did see that.
That was
All
was the
came back
Eagles
clean,
player?
right?
wasn't it the Eagles or was it the Ravens?
I don't remember which
It was
team
one of
but
them. I
did
know
see
it was
the
on the
video.
East Coast though.
And everybody had on real jewelry.
Yeah, they always iced out.
Yeah.
I mean, I expect that with NFL money.
I don't know, man.
Shout out to Ochocinco.
After what just
He would
happened
have had
this
Claire's
offseason.
on.
Chad is also very frugal, so he's smart with his money.
Yeah.
He also eat McDonald's every day,
Which still don't make sense to me, but it worked out for him.
and he ate it before games. That's so crazy to think that he was eating McDonald's and still out there doing what he was doing on the field.
Genetically gifted.
Yeah, I guess.
Majority of people can't eat McDonald's every day and still get 3
Chad
touchdowns.
Ochocinco also worked out every day. It ain't like he ate it and laid down and did what normal people do.
But McDonald's just it
That's
can
just not the
really-
right fuel to put in your
Yeah.
body.
No, absolutely. But
Imagine
I
if he
don't-
was putting in the right.
I just
fuel.
don't believe him to the magnitude of other people. I think he ate it a lot more than maybe others. But I also think there's another side where he also was getting good, nutritious meals at the facility. And, I think he also worked out or worked the McDonald's off a lot more than a typical American. Because I know if I don't eat McDonald's, but if hypothetically, if I was to eat McDonald's today, I don't think I'm working out as hard as Chad Ochocinco if I work out today.
Yeah.
Big F. This is the last day to work out because tomorrow you locked in the lab for 24
Oh,
hours.
I'll be working out tomorrow.
my
That's when I
girlfriend
get
keep
my
asking me-
wrist. My wrist.
Your wrist strength. I like
My
that.
girlfriend keep asking me, she said, like, how long do you need on the game? I was like,
Sweetheart.
maybe at least a week and a half, 2 weeks. She said, my birthday on the 9th, though.
Oh,
I said, you're going to have to push it back a little.
Push her
I was
birthday
like, you can get that. That's your date. That's your date you can get back.
hell no.
Yeah,
Push back the birthday is
evacuate the
crazy.
house tomorrow. And I need
Crazy.
everything.
Yeah.
Uber Eats finna get
What's
get
up?
some transactions from me.
We finna see live food reviews from you.
That's one thing I can't do. I can't eat on.
You can't eat on stream.
You
on
could,
stream,
I be
man.
eating on stream.
I ate on stream a few times. It don't. People just be asking me what you eating.
Yeah,
Like,
and then they want to go get it. I had Popeyes, and everybody went and got Popeyes. God bless you.
Thank you.
We was talking about that with Panda Express, and they had like the spicy orange chicken.
I have not tried it yet. Is it good?
The when I went, it was low key trash. And they must have had a guy at the bottom because it was low key burn on it. So I was like, this shit kind of weak.
Panda Express. Why is Panda Express like that?
I
Where
don't know.
I haven't had it in years because of that. Where it's like sometimes you get it and it's godly, and then sometimes you get it and it's like god awful.
I haven't got the orange chicken since though.
I haven't got this. I always get the regular. I have not. I don't know why I just haven't tried the spicy one yet. Because they never let you sample nothing no more. Since COVID happened, you can no longer sample food.
It's probably a blessing for them. People come in and sample stuff and just leave.
Yeah, and you can do it at Chipotle though.
I've never said
Life
if
hack,
they got-
life hack.
Yeah, if they got something new, you can ask them, "Can I try it?" They
Oh, it
usually
has to be new.
Probably, yeah.
I
I've
can't
never
skip like that.
asked to try anything that's.
I mean, I think
Normally
I've
there.
asked like it was maybe like the sofritos or whatever that like pulled
Yeah.
chicken is or whatever. I asked for that and they gave it to me.
There you go.
As long as you just ask, I'm pretty sure they don't care.
Can I try it again? Can I try it again? Just get full off of it.
Free sample.
Yeah, let's get out of
When
it.
Peter kept walking back in a different like costume every
Costume,
time.
get a little mustache. All right, position rankings. I'm
We're
gonna
not
say.
going to drop the mic.
Oh, do we have dropped the mic?
We do.
Oh, my fault.
We got
call.
preseason feels like right around the corner, and that means NBA's coming up. It's a lot of like good games. I think it's gonna happen like matchup wise. If you could have a free ticket, this is courtside. You don't got to worry about location, no travel, no nothing that. If you could pick any game to go through for the regular season, what would it be?
It'll be Clay versus Warriors. That would be my first ever. That would be my courtside ticket that I would love to see. I want to see the antics, the trash talk. Clay like to talk a little bit. Him versus the Warriors, and it's just
I don't know, bro. How he gonna trash talk Draymond? They got the same amount of rings. You know, this Clay go to. It's Clay go to. What are you gonna say?
That was one of the first games that came to mind. Is ever like a lot of these revenge games.
Yeah, that's probably the best answer though,
yeah.
because especially if we're saying in Golden State, so you know the ovation is gonna be insane.
tribute video.
Yes, tribute video
Yes.
should be amazing. It's probably gonna show him having the Achilles, right? It was his Achilles injury, making the free throws and then walking off the court, and then him coming back with a championship. Like I feel like the editing on that gonna be on point.
Oh yeah, his video is gonna be crazy. He has so many moments. Game 6 versus OKC.
Mm-hmm.
Game 6 versus the Raptors. Like we were just
All
talking
of the
about.
points
Yeah.
against the Kings. I mean, the tribute video could be like 15 minutes long if they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But I've got the picture of them on the bleachers when they were like rookies and sophomores, him, Draymond, and Steph Curry. Could be fun. That's probably the right answer. I'm trying to think of other like revenges. I still do love the one time a year we get Jokic versus Embiid. I don't say one time a year because something happens that second time.
Usually
and-
one of them's out and they don't play.
No, not one of them.
One guy is out.
Okay.
Usually the guy in the East.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be mad at that. But then even that doesn't really feel like a rivalry to me.
Yeah.
It's just like the two best players going against each other, or two of the best players going against each other.
One that I think might low key be fun that I don't think people probably gonna notice because it might not have to really do with basketball, but like when the Memphis Grizzlies play the Raptors in Toronto, Ja and Drake had their little beef, and Drake might be sitting courtside.
I have no idea.
I don't know what he's talking about either.
They had a beef.
Drake literally dissed Ja in push-ups.
I didn't listen to. I don't know what push-ups is.
Drake's
That's it,
first
that's-
diss track.
Yeah, that's part of the.
Oh,
the-
okay. What did he say? Do you remember the line? Like, how did he do
Shout
it?
out to the hooper that be busting out the gritty. We know why you mad, dog. I ain't even tripping.
Is that
They
a
messed with the
diss?
same girl.
Yeah, Drake
Ah.
messed with Ja's ex-girlfriend
But for
or
this
something
to
like
be, why is this highlighted?
that. I'm just saying that Ja being
Get him on the
Drake sitting
broadcast.
courtside, Ja, I don't know. It could be some antics there that probably isn't gonna happen.
What?
Do we see Drake at games where the Raptors are not good?
If I gave you $250, what would you put on it to see an antic? What do you think is gonna happen?
Just
Probably
job.
Well,
Yeah.
Drake always yapping when he courtside, yeah. Ja
Do
probably
you
gonna
think
respond
Drake will
back.
even be there?
Probably.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like,
I don't even think.
and it
Drake
might be
will
disrespectful
Be there.
to Drake, but I feel like a lot of times we remember him courtside is when the team was like really good. Like even the year after Kawhi Leonard left, I think they started off with like 40 and 20 or something like that. He was there a lot. I don't know how many times we saw him last year when things weren't looking as great.
True.
I be seeing him there because his son into basketball. I
Shout
seen him
out to
there a
his
lot
son.
last year.
Oh, shout out to him.
'Cause
He
I
might be
remember
in that one.
He was on the broadcast talking about the coach, and it was like he didn't even know his name or something, so he didn't know how to pronounce.
Oh, they
something.
Rajakovic.
Paul George versus the Clippers will also be. a
But
good one.
no, we're not
And the
leaving. We're
intuendo?
not leaving this. Don't no more shade room shit on this podcast. Highlighting it because Ja and Drake have some. We're not even gonna use the word beef, and you think Drake is gonna be courtside doing antics?
Not antics, just talking shit. He always sit courtside.
If they have a
talk shit.
beef, I don't think he would even talk shit.
If the
That would
Raptors win,
that
he
would be
will.
corny.
Okay, maybe.
I just want to know what you were thinking.
That was at least
Corny and Drake.
You think
I was not expecting that to be an answer for
Me
like
either. You
antics
just
or
threw me
like a
off.
game.
But
that
I
would
actually
be
like the
going.
answer. It's
I'm
different.
just trying to figure out. Do you think they gonna squab? They gonna fight?
No, I'm
You
just,
think Ja's gonna dunk and
I got
point at
100
Drake
on
like
Ja.
this?
I got 100 on
Ja
Ja.
gonna be like this every time he score?
It's
Not every
possible.
time.
Not every time.
but if he hit a dagger or something, and he
Hey,
look over there.
What's a famous player versus famous fan moment?
Famous player.
Maybe Ja pulls a Ricky Miller to Spike Lee. You never know. I'm with Darrick on this. I'll be there with you. We both courtside with Drake. I'm across from Drake. Actually.
He doing that Reggie Miller taunt in like in Game 7 regular season.
I just think if they actually have some type of static or issue about a woman that they won't, I don't think Drake would be there. If it, like Reggie Miller and Spike Lee, that wasn't like a,
Yeah, they had like just crazy beef prior
that
to
was
like
just
that
a
was in the
crazy
moment. Yeah, that was
crazy
in the moment.
thing.
type
Now
stuff.
Spike Lee felt the way a little bit after that. I don't think it went to a beef level. But like if I have beef with somebody, I'm not going to the game to point and talk shit to them. If you had beef with somebody, would you go and talk? I'm gonna talk shit while you in the middle of a game.
So yeah,
If I could say courtside, hell yeah.
you
it's
would.
not like Drake is just a guy. He's the ambassador of the team.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
That's
was
what I'm
that like
saying.
a year or
That's why
maybe
that
2
shit
years
is
ago when it was like he got his own section in the arena or whatever? That's like
Yeah.
all
Their training facility is the OVO training center. Like it has an
But
owl on it.
That's why I'm standing ground on what I'm saying. That is just like that's so. I don't even know the word for
I think
it.
that's so him.
Why? We've never seen that. When have you seen Drake just be popping shit at somebody?
All the
Besides
time.
in music, you see Drake approach people all the time with
No,
static
not
and smoke.
approaching, but
Right. So so what would make
I don't
you
think it would be out the realm possible for him to be sitting courtside and yapping at Ja.
Now, if he's sitting courtside and he's at the game and they playing, I'll give you that. Drake is entitled to go to any game he want to go to. Cool. But I would tell you, as your homie, not to get your hope up to see something happen. Hey, but if you right and they start fist fighting courtside, then hey, we'll see some shit. But I just wouldn't
They don't
get my
have the
hopes up.
mediator there anymore though.
Who was the mediator?
Dylan Brooks. He's Team Canada and he used to be Ja's teammate. He would have made sure everything was chill.
Well, no.
But
'cause
also,
Drake
Shannon
dissed him.
Sharp.
Drake dissed Dylan Brooks.
Oh, see, I don't be locked in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did he say to Dylan Brooks?
He said something like,
Oh,
Like Dylan Brooks is damn near team captain of Canada.
he did this Dylan Brooks. It was in
That's
that song with
crazy.
Yachty.
I forgot exactly what he said, but he dismissed him real quick.
That's
It
crazy,
wasn't
man.
even nothing memorable. It was just like,
It's like
watch
what
out.
happened to country pride? Dylan Brooks, when he get in that FIBA mode, be kind of different. And they didn't medal this year, did they? Did they medal in the Olympics? I don't remember. Actually,
don't
I
know.
literally don't remember. No, they lost to Serbia.
Yeah. Serbia got bronze, yeah, so they couldn't.
They lost to France. I don't remember. They didn't medal. Regardless, they didn't medal.
and I think that was the France too.
I like another game I would
Oh
want
yeah,
to go to.
another late night off for all the dogs.
Yeah.
Shawty ran some Dylan Brooks. Can't believe this talk. Damn.
Yeah.
Got him out the way quick. That's just the bar. You know what I mean? Just got him out the way real quick.
I don't know. They tried to hype up a lot of games, and they was doing like the official trailer of like the next television games. There's not a lot that's individually has a bunch of storylines. So give me literally any game.
Any game.
If I could be courtside, I'm down.
Yeah,
Courtside at
courtside
any
at that
game.
Bulls game was
It
phenomenal.
was crazy. And we didn't even have
True.
like the great courtside seats. We were
Yeah,
under the
behind the
basket.
basket.
Imagine being like center courtside and seeing people check in and
But
all
then
that
you got
stuff.
that
was
long
insane.
walk to the tunnel when you need something. You might trip.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. We were right there, just go. You know what I mean?
The Knicks versus Pacers game would be very exciting.
I like that.
They already had their little rivalry building in the playoffs.
I heard that game was a TLC game too.
Okay.
I heard we going to the Pacers versus Bucks.
Okay.
They're like, what's to
It
it?
ain't nothing to go to Milwaukee.
Right.
You driving?
I'm gonna say there.
Am I driving?
That ain't nothing for D Mill.
No.
I mean, how you?
I
gonna
mean,
get
I guess
there?
I could. I could drive, I guess.
We gonna meet up with John.
That's
I mean,
what we did last year.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all didn't come, but we did that last year.
Milwaukee games are nice.
Yeah, we did.
And they just like half the price
They
of
had good
Bulls
food at the
tickets.
arenas.
No. They have a Chick-fil-A, though.
They do have a Chick-fil-A.
Oh, that's a W.
Where
at
else
least.
did we go to have a Chick-fil-A?
An arena?
Yeah, this All-Star.
Indiana.
Yeah, they had the
Oh, they had
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A in there?
Sure did.
I didn't even notice.
Sure did. So we get into these point guard rankings. I want to say right up front.
I can now not wait for Memphis and the Raptors to play.
See, I hyped it up a little
You
bit.
did. Hey, you really did. He really did.
So there are certain players that will not be ranked because they did not meet the threshold of games played. So a guy like Ja Morant, who would obviously be here, a guy like LaMelo Ball, who will be here, are not ranked just because they didn't play enough games. Also, a guy like Kyrie Irving, who's notoriously been a point guard for his career, is not ranked in a point guard spot because Luka Doncic is their point guard. So he will be on next week's episode with the shooting guards. If you're wondering what somebody else is, either he didn't meet the threshold or, damn it, he not top 10.
The Suns didn't have a point guard this year.
Yeah, the Suns literally does not have a point guard this year. Unless Tyus Jones gets considered top 10 of y'all, which...
He not no top 10.
Okay, there we go.
And
He was questionable.
It would be based off the Wizards season too. This is all based off last year. I think that's also an important thing to say every single year that we do this, even though that we've been doing this for 5+ years now.
Yeah.
Everything is based off last year. So yeah, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, their careers are better than everybody that's going to be ranked, but they might not have had the best season at their position, which is why they wouldn't be number one. But we all would take them over everybody in the field without a doubt when it comes to careers and talents. But it's based off last year. There are going to be a lot of players who are a lot better than their ranking, but they may just not have had that better year last year.
I was thinking, how
As
different would
plain
my
and
list
simple as it
look
can be.
if it was projection based?
Well, Steph Curry.
My-
projection-wise?
My list would look
Projection-based.
so much
Ja
So
Morant,
much
Ja
it would look
Morant's
a
on
lot
the list.
different.
Yeah,
Ja's probably top 5.
yeah.
LaMelo's probably on the list as well.
Which
A guy that was a tough cut for me, 100% is on the list if it was like future based.
I
think I know
also
who
have
that
to
dude
say
is,
this.
too.
The list being as hard as it was for me last night to finish, you add in those two guys that you said, I can't
It makes-
imagine
yeah.
how much tougher this becomes.
Mhm.
Some guys didn't make this list, so I think had really good years. And then there's guys that are on the list that are extremely low that I think have always been good, weren't terrible last year, but it's just like this position is super, super deep. And Mike, I asked them,
Bless you.
thank you.
What's going on?
I asked them, is this going to be the toughest position, or is there going to be a position in the future that we do that would be tougher than this? Because this gave me, I went to bed with a headache last night.
Yeah. Well, I think we already said in the group chat last night, usually the shooting guards be a little bit weaker. So small forwards, I feel like it's a little bit weaker too. Or not weaker, but it's just not on the same
Some of
level
those
as point
positions
guard.
line up so easy, just
Yeah.
fall into
Yeah.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I always feel like when we get to those lists, there's a couple people at the bottom is like, I guess he's gonna fall into this spot because
Yeah.
there's nobody else to put there. Center, I feel like is the same way because there's like it's super top heavy, and then obviously it gets a little bit. They're still really good, but they're not compared to the top. Like point guards, I feel like there is a top, but a lot of these guys that are probably like 5 through 10, they can work their way up to
Bro,
1 through
easy.
5. They can work their way up 1
Easily.
through 5.
It's one dude who didn't have a flaw last year who ain't in the top 5. And I was like, it made me think about his career. I'm like, we're gonna, this dude
Who could
is
this be?
is gonna be, he's so good.
Yeah.
He did everything you can do. He did literally everything.
Look, Darrick looking at his list trying to figure out who it is.
Like I just could not.
Yeah.
The film matches, the stats match, the analytics match, all for this dude. You're just not going to see that major glaring flaw like you did early in his career, and you're going to look at it like. But when you look at him, it's like it's a chance he won't ever. He could probably be the 5th at best because the position is so deep. You know what I mean?
I
So
got
it's
an
like
idea who it
I
could
think
be.
I have
I
an
mean, we're
idea
gonna
who
get to it eventually. This is also, as I was looking at this and then like thinking about shooting guards, this might be the only year where I'm not super passionate about anything. Where like, there have been times we literally argued 8 and 9.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have the conversations obviously, but I don't think I'm gonna get animated by one spot just because that's how crazy. At least point guards, maybe shooting guards change, but like this point guard spot,
I'm
if you
curious to
got
see
my
how the
10,
list-
8 or I got your 8, I just can't. I could get my argument for why I got them higher, but I could be convinced on a lot of different stuff today. I'm not saying that my list gonna have a change, but like if you told me, oh, this player's better because of this, I'm like, you might be right there.
I'm just curious to see how much they differ.
Like there are some guys that I really, really want to put on this list, but damn it, they ended up being 12th. Or damn it, they ended up being number 11.
Yeah, I think
We might argue at 10.
I think I had like
We
a
might. Like
I
legit.
had
my
like
guy at
3, 4
10,
people
y'all
on my
might have all
honorable
left him
mention.
off.
I got a feeling who you thinking about.
You said you're number 10. You think?
Just
think y'all
how about
might
we
own.
started? Who is your number 10, Pierre?
My number 10 is Trae Young.
Trae Young's on my list.
Trae Young's
Okay.
on my list.
He is.
But at number 10 for me, I had Fred VanVleet.
He did not make my list.
He did-
Honorable mention, but did not make my list.
I was close. It was.
so now you have my mind working on who didn't make it.
My
it's,
gears
it's
to start
honestly number
shifting.
10. I have it as like Fred or Cade.
Oh, Cade, damn.
It was
Cade
really
did not
like-
make my list.
Cade
was-
did not make my list.
was
Cade is
one
my
of them.
number 10.
He was such a tough. I don't want to go all over the place, but Cade was such a tough omission. But like,
Holy shit, who didn't make y'all list?
Yeah, I know.
This is going to be good.
Cade was such a tough omission because his jump shot came around more this season.
Yeah.
He pretty much did what you would want from given the circumstances. Obviously,
team
they
was just
lost
Terrible.
the most games in NBA history, and he played for every single one of those games. It's a little bit tougher for me to look past that. But he was the second guy off. He was my number 2. He was in my number 12 spot.
Yeah.
So I ain't mad at you having him on here. You had Trae Young here. I got him, I think, one spot higher.
Yeah, I had Trae Young here.
Fred VanVleet is at 14 for me.
He
Fred
was
VanVleet
back
was
there down. Like I think he was down there below James Harden or something like
Who?
that.
Fred
Fred
VanVleet.
VanVleet.
Yeah, I had Fred. The honorable mention list is all over because there's so many names. You know, CJ.
TJ had such a good season.
I
underrated
wanted
season.
to. I really wanted to put CJ.
There's
he shot
another
the ball
dude-
so well.
There's another dude in my honorable mention. I'm not going to say him because y'all might have him on your list. He did not make my list. I like him. Good player. Did not make my list.
Is he a champion?
Yes.
Yeah.
We talking Drew Holiday?
No. Drew Holiday made my list.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Drew Holiday was
Drew,
11 for me.
Drew Holiday was 11 for me. It was between him and Cade for that last
Did you make
spot.
your list?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Jamal Murray didn't make my list.
Jamal
He's my
didn't.
10.
Oh, okay.
Jamal Murray made your list?
No, he didn't make my
So
list. But
for,
he,
for Drew, he was such in a tough spot because obviously his volume is not nearly as close to any of these guys.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs, especially after that first series, he was unfuckwittable, both sides of the floor. I'm not mad at you having him. He was my number 11, so I'm not mad at it. He was so good, and I got to show some love to defense eventually.
Drew Holiday is my ninth. We could stay on 10, but Drew Holiday is my ninth. The way that I was trying to, everybody's criteria is going to be different. For me, I tried to weigh as much as everything as possible as I could. Who you play with, who you didn't play with, your team success, how much of it was on you. So a guy like Trae Young didn't have as much success as anybody else on this list, but I mean, he's in the 99 percentile of the offensive load.
Right.
Literally everything is him. Now he has some shortcomings defensively, even though he did try. He's just a guy that is unlucky that even when he is locked in and trying, he won't probably get the results. Like James Harden tried to make to the finals, but he had to go against KD and the Warriors.
Yeah.
So I don't
At
care
this
how
point-
much harder you try. It's tough. It's
at
a
this
tough
point, I
mountain
don't
to
be
climb.
expecting nothing above average from Trae Young on the defensive
Exactly.
side.
Well, above average is even. That would be a
Hey,
great.
give me average, and golly, he jumps up this list so much.
But kind of what KB said, Drew Holiday is in a situation where his counting numbers and even like the analytics won't do him justice because he's on such a powerful team. But when you just see the impact that he has and what he's able to do, I put value in that. And it's kind of like the Draymond Green situation where Draymond is making all-star games in his prime with not the sexiest numbers because we know what he does for that team. And I just think that when you talk to anybody in the basketball world and we put them in a situation where they're making a hypothetical team, the first player that they're surrounding their star with is Drew Holiday in every conversation.
Yep.
We've done the make your team with this amount of money, and
Drew
we got to a
Holiday's
point where
always
we
a
said,
dude.
hey,
Can't
you
do it.
can't use Drew Holiday no more. He cannot be on every team.
Yeah.
And to see him play in a dunker spot, point guard, perimeter shots, guard all over, blocks, steals, game-winning steals against the Haliburton and all of that, like some of the best
Shit, against Devin
offensive
Booker too, a
players.
couple years back.
We literally see him in clutch moments make clutch defensive plays, and I have to value and account to that at some
I
point.
100% respect it. I got no argument against Drew other than he just
The volume
it's
was a
not-
little bit low.
yeah, he's just
And
not
that's-
at the level of
that's
these
just
guys.
That's just off the team that he's literally on. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's has the potential to be a top 10 point guard in this league, but he's the fifth option on
Right.
his team, and he's still giving you that type of value. So
And
he was literally 11th for me.
there's no surprise that he switched teams twice in the first year he wins a championship.
Wins the
Like when you
championship.
talk about, this is a buzzword in the NBA, but like portability and being able to plug and play, it does not get better than Drew because he can be your point guard literally. But this Boston Celtics team didn't have a point guard. It was
Yeah, this
Jason
is back
Tatum
to
bringing it
Mickey.
up. It was Darrick White. It was a lot of that. But he still had his best efficiency season in a long time, and 12.5 points per game while elite level defenses. Just didn't complain one bit.
We need to chill on that word
Portability.
because guys like him are the epitome of it.
I don't use it often. It's certain guys. He's one of those dudes that 100% I can't. There's no argument against it.
And then Trae Young, I had Trae Young at 10. I think Trae Young had a nice season. Could have been better, obviously. He's at 10 because I have to take into account that the team didn't have the success, and part of it is because of him. But then when I also started to look and compare him to other players on this list in consideration, I just think Trae Young has kind of been dealt a tough hand. Who is the thing that came to my mind? I want to ask y'all, who off the top of y'all mind, or if y'all want to Google it, who is the best teammate Trae Young has ever had?
DeJounte
Murray.
I love DeJounte Murray, but that's kind of crazy when you put it into context. His best teammate he's ever had in his entire career is DeJounte Murray.
And it didn't even work out.
They
It
can't
didn't
fit at
even
all.
work
out.
We just talking pure talent. It's DeJounte. When it comes to fit, it's
It's
probably
Clint Capella.
Capella.
Yeah, it's
Probably
Clint
Clint
Capella.
Crazy.
Capella.
When you think of when you see Jamal Murray's, hell, Fred VanVleet was able to play with Pascal Kawhi. When you look at the De'Aaron Fox is playing with Sabonis, Trae Young, best talent that he's played with is DeJounte Murray, and I love DeJounte, but it's just kind of crazy. He actually got to start thinking of an escape plan if they're not going to be able to
It just doesn't make
generate some more
sense for
talent.
them anymore.
Or is it Jalen? It might be Jalen Johnson.
Hopefully, it ends up being Jalen.
It might be Jalen Johnson, but like
That's their
just
hope.
compare Trae Young for people at home. Y'all do the same thing. No matter how you feel about Trae Young, compare Trae Young's teammates to everybody else that got consideration on his list, and you're kind of gonna be like feeling bad for him a little bit.
Yeah, I had Trae Young number 9, so I'll stay
Trae Young,
talking about Trae. He actually just statistically speaking had a really good season. The three-point shot
really
was
good
higher
year.
than normal. My just major gripe with Trae Young, if I have to pull hairs here, is with him being undersized and even with him being an improved defender that you mentioned, it's just going to be tougher to build a good to great defense around him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't look past him sitting at the hash when he don't got the ball.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. And I don't expect him to turn into Steph Curry because that's an unrealistic expectation for anybody. But just sit. And again, that's a shot he can and will make. He's the greatest 30-foot jump shooter in the history of basketball. But that can't be the only thing you do off the ball.
No, I think it's a valid point because, like I said, that's why I'm at a 10, because some of the expectations not being met is the fit of him and DeJounte, and he's part of it. You know what I mean? Because if you're not going to be able to give us the Eastern Conference Finals run that y'all had type of, when you're running a show like that, you have to mix it up because that means you're going to have to play with somebody of high usage. The usage for him can't really get no much higher. I mean, Trae Young, total offensive load, 99 percentile.
You got like
usage
his openness
rate.
rating too?
Say what?
Do you have his openness rating up there?
For his shooting?
Yeah.
Yes, his openness rating is a C.
Well,
That feels about right.
His shot quality was an F.
That also feels about right.
3 percentile. He's in a 50
Yeah.
percentile for openness rating. So, like, DeJounte could create a shot for you. It probably won't be that. It probably won't be in a 50 percentile next year. But players like Trae Young have to either be super elite or you have to, like KB said, cultivate your game in a way where you can play with somebody, because if not, you just this high usage guy who's going to put up numbers and it's going to look sexy on some nights, but the team is never going to reach the point where it's going to
Just
be.
like it's been Lloyd Pierce, Nate McMillan, and Quinn Snyder, and we haven't seen a coach be able to get him to be a creator outside with the ball.
Try it, but then he only did it for a few games.
Small
and then-
sample size.
Yeah, and then he stopped.
Because I remember, was that last year? I remember coming on the pod and be like,
Yeah, he's moving without
he's
the ball.
moving, it's happening, and then it just stopped abruptly.
that's the same thing that I think James Harden was doing. Remember, he had came in and he was looking like real. He was just real. He was like playing on defense. He was happy. I think this when he first got to the Clippers or whatever. And then it just all went away. And it's just like people can put on that little facade for a little bit, but after a while, like you gonna reveal yourself.
Yeah, I mean, the results have to matter.
Those are good.
Well, James,
For you to keep going?
James Harden, I mean, the results, I guess, was hidden. But for Trae Young, the Hawks wasn't good. So I would imagine I'm trying something new. It's not working. Our argument would be try a little bit more. It's going to take some time. But I can understand how easy it is to get back to your habits that have gotten you to be who you are.
Yeah, 100%.
Who are y'all nines? Oh, wait, I had Jamal Murray in my 10. Did I mention that? I think I mentioned that.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray's my 10.
Landry Fields, though, it's tough because there's this thing in everybody's mind, and it's tough in the NBA because it's like everybody would be good in a perfect situation. But if you gave Trae Young what Jalen Brunson has on the Knicks, where he's surrounded with Mikal, OG, Anunoby, Mitchell
on now.
Robinson, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart.
Because we all know he could score. Like he could just flat out score the ball. and
If
just
he was
be
the one
offensive
traded to the
engine.
Pelicans, I would like that. Herb Jones next to him, Brandon Ingram, Zion. If you put him on the Pelicans last year instead of CJ McCollum, and it's Trae Young, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Valanciunas, Alvarado, Trey Murphy, Dyson Dane. I think when you look at the Pelicans, different.
I just seen one of them rumors. I think it was literally this morning before I was just browsing
He
the
ain't been traded yet
timeline.
because his trade value is low.
I don't
Yeah,
buy it,
yeah.
man.
I don't
I was
either.
gonna say, yeah.
Because I mean, not that it's. I just what incentive does the Atlanta Hawks have? They don't own their own first round picks for like 3 years. I'm gonna trade the only thing that's keeping us 36 wins in order to get somebody else's picks. If it's not to the Spurs for our own picks, I'll just keep Trae Young.
I think, yeah.
Like if I
actually
trade
think
for
it's the
picks,
opposite.
are they gonna be better than Trae Young? Probably not.
Probably
Trae Young
not.
is great, so I'll just stay with Trae and try to build around him successfully.
I agree because I think it's the opposite. I think his value is too high. If you go out and trade for Trae Young, you're going to have to give so much that it might not be worth. You're going to put him back in the Hawks situation unless you're the Spurs who has Atlanta's picks. But what team is going to give the Hawks what they think Trae Young is worth and still be able to put him in a decent enough position?
Doesn't exist, I don't think.
It
Not
does
right
not
now, at
exist.
least.
The only chance was the Pelicans, and they already did the deal with DeJounte. But when you look around, it's like the Spurs.
Unless you're talking
and that's
Orlando.
it. And what are Orlando going to give them?
Yeah, I don't know.
I just looking
They're
for a
not doing
team
a
who point
Franz
guard now.
Wagner.
They're not doing anything right now because of the KCP signing. But Trae Young's contract right now, he's in a third year of a 5-year deal. It's 43 this year, 45 next year, and then a player option for 48. And then he'll hit unrestricted free agency if he takes that player option. At only 29 years old, like again, I don't even understand how he's only 26. I feel like he's been in the league for a decade.
The Hawks listen. The Hawks have a pathway. They can do this, but they have to work fast. They have to work smart, and they have to work strategically. But when I look at Tyrese Haliburton and the Pacers, you don't need to put Trae Young with all stars. Tyrese is over there thriving, but he does have a Miles Turner. They, you know what I'm saying? They did
just
hit on
got
them
Siakam.
hard. They did hit Siakam when
They
the
were
stars
24 and 17 before the Pascal Siakam
when the
trade,
stars
too.
align. You got to go get it. You got Jalen Johnson,
Jalen Johnson is they next piece.
That's
that
your
fits
hit.
so well with Trae Young.
Richard
I
Sher.
really love Onyeka and Kongwu, but this might be the last year of me saying that. You know, like we have to see like real results for a full season for him.
If Dyson Daniels can knock down some shots next to Trae Young, he might be one of the ones that could play with him like that.
You know, he might be.
Just gotta
He just got to defend.
Pause on the
gotta-
play with him like
gotta
that.
hit the
But
shots.
yeah.
God damn it,
No,
Dyson.
but he's like one of the players that like you could fit along, and he's not going to be crazy expensive too. So it's like we're going to have room to keep building.
Not yet. If he has a really good season, I think he's restricted this going into offseason. If I'm not mistaken, talking about Dyson Daniels. So if he does have that breakout season, then you will have to pay him very soon. But again,
His breakout season won't be no max money.
it will be like, no, for
It'll
sure.
be,
yeah.
yeah.
Who are y'all nines? Because I mentioned 9.
I got Damian Lillard at 9. I think it was a very underwhelming.
Wow. I am so surprised to hear that.
I'm also
that I
surprised
have him
at
low.
Yeah.
I think
I
it
have
was
him
a-
at 8, and I was going to start off my saying with I apologize, Darrick,
I
because I
bet
just
you
knew
did.
you was going to have him as
Yeah.
high as you could.
Oh no! Realistically, a lot of guards had a better season.
I'm
than
proud
Damian
of you,
Lillard
boy.
Last year, it's not a knock. He
No.
just got to come. He got to come with it.
Mhm.
He got to come with it this season. I think he has. We all know he has another level that he could play at, and I just think it was such a transition period. He went from being a high usage guy, constantly having the ball. Everything is pretty much made for him to thrive. He had to adjust to winning now at a high level with an MVP caliber player. I think now having this whole offseason to work through that, probably even work with Giannis, figure it all out. It's going to be great next
He
year.
opened up to us, too. He was real transparent about the divorce and not having his kids be around. I like when players do that because it is important for everybody in the basketball world to understand that they are humans, too. And
Yeah.
stuff like that is something that can weigh on you and change, and change certain things for you. He's one of the biggest bets for me, though. If I had to bet on anybody kind of like shooting up this list, it's easily
Yeah.
Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
He's one of the people I was talking about. It's like he still makes the top 10 list on one of his like down years.
Yeah.
Versus like a lot of these players that are around the same one that have one of their best years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just that type of special. I think Giannis was talking about he's like people think it's just so easy, like we could just run pick and roll all game. And in my head, I'm like, I wonder does he really think they can't run pick and roll all game? Like I don't understand how you stop that really.
Yeah.
I would like to see a game where they do like super high value because I rewatched game 2 versus Minnesota and Dallas, and Dallas was running the same horns thing where it's 2 guys up top obviously, and then whoever the ball handler is, whether it be Luka or Kyrie Irving, just runs off the double and it's causing the 3 defenders to have to communicate, and then it led to a Derrick Lively lob
They
a
come off the
bunch.
double like the Iverson cut.
Yes, and then you also had this Kyrie Irving getting around the edge for a layup. Like they did it over and over and over. And Minnesota literally had no idea what to do. I would love to see Dame and them do that just for a game or two, just to see if people can't adjust. And do it against a good team. Don't do it against the fucking Hornets or something.
Yeah, honestly, because I mean, obviously, you don't really trap Dame off that because you got to respect Giannis. He's gonna be another third defender. And
Can't go under because it's Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and even if he gives it to Giannis on the short roll, Giannis is such a good playmaker and like he can make shit happen. So it's just like, why not see where that can take you real quick? Because that could be your bread and butter down the stretch.
When I went to B-Ball Index, Damian Lillard's isolation impact was so low. It was a C, but that's extremely low for Damian Lillard. I'm like, is this right? Am I looking at the right year? Because sometimes that'll happen. And it was looking at the right year. I was looking at the correct year. And so I'm like, let me see. And I went through every single season. This is his worst. That's his lowest one and worst one. Every other year is like A, 90 percentile, 88 percentile, A. Even rookie year and sophomore year. This is the lowest ever. So it is a transition and an adjustment period for him. But I'll bet on him for year 2.
Yeah, I also think that a lot of it was just indecisiveness, not knowing exactly what he was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I think there was games where I watched and he was just way more passive than you expect for Damian Lillard.
But then Giannis will sit out, and then you see him go back to being.
And the playoffs, he was
Lillard.
great.
Yeah.
It was great again.
Yeah, it was what, 32, 34?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It was a nice playoff series. It was only one of them. But
I wonder how much of that was health too, because I feel like he was dealing with like quad, whatever his lower leg injury was.
He got a lot of like excuses, I guess.
Yeah.
Changing the coach halfway through the season. Again, Doc Rivers said that he came in out of shape because he was afraid of getting injured before the thing. I don't know if y'all saw on Instagram. He posted that he's did 10 workouts in the last 72 hours. And I was thinking to myself, that's cool, but what the fuck? 10 workouts in 72 hours?
I guess he locked in. He really want to get in shape.
I don't know, bro.
Well, that ain't really a
Would you
lot.
do? I mean, I guess you do that. You're
If
making
you're doing
$50
3
million.
a days,
Mm-hmm. That's you still one of them days is 4.
Yeah.
no. It's
Also, we
72
don't know
hours.
what a workout means. Is
Yeah.
it 30 minutes?
Oh,
Is
you're
it
right.
2
One of them
hours?
was 4, yeah.
So I mean, but still, he was
a
drenched in
little
sweat.
30-minute run or something like that.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, some of those workouts could just be like light cardio.
Some people's workouts getting up to the fridge and going back.
I think he be doing. He into a lot of
Yeah, that's
boxing
crazy.
too. So
Oh,
he be
well,
putting on
yeah.
he be putting on the gloves. So you could probably count that as one of them workouts. too.
Shooting.
Yeah,
I'm literally just getting up shots.
but he was drenched in sweat. So whatever it was enough to get him going. Paul, what do you have as your 9? Did you mention your 9, Mike?
It was Trae Young.
Trae Young. Okay. 8 again. I said I have Damian Lillard.
Did Trae Young make your list?
I think Trae Young. Yeah, Trae Young's literally next for me.
Who didn't make your list?
I'm trying to find out.
I think it's Jamal Murray. A lot of y'all had Jamal Murray.
You
No,
don't
we
have
didn't.
Jamal. I had
I
Jamal.
don't have Jamal either.
Okay, we'll see.
I mean,
we-
yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
we
We'll
don't
see. We'll see.
Drew Holiday didn't make his list.
Right. Okay. Again, my 8 was Trae Young. Already mentioned. Or no. I'm sorry.
Trae Young was your 9?
Yes, and Damian Lillard was my 8. Sorry.
My 8 was Damian Lillard as well.
That's why I had De'Aaron Fox at for number 8.
I don't know. Maybe I'm willing to fight for this one.
This
I'm
is the
listening.
guy I was talking about when you was like, who are y'all talking about? There's not a flaw I can find in De'Aaron Fox
didn't.
season last year.
The only thing that
Even
I
in
found
he lost in the play and he had, 35?
I got one
Uh-huh.
small flaw.
Which is what?
The mid-range jump shooting. He was goddamn the king of the NBA outside of DeMar DeRozan last year. This year,
Yeah.
he was okay.
Didn't his threes go up?
Yes.
they did a little bit.
Yes,
yeah.
it did.
They did.
Also,
Percentage and value went up.
He was the clutch player of the game the year before that.
And I also think this is his
year.
best defensive season of his career
Yeah.
too. So
By
it's like,
far.
what do you want?
By
What do you
far.
want to give and take?
And I can't count on a player being the clutchest player in the NBA every single year.
No, but I think he like fell significantly from what he was the year before that. I think,
But that's because I think their team also didn't catch so many people by surprise.
that's true.
But you got to think about that clutch player of the year season was so damn ridiculous in fourth quarters. He led the league in fourth quarters. He led the league in last 3 minutes scoring as a fucking point guard. Like it would have been hard to replicate regardless.
Yeah, I'm not saying replicate it, but at least have some version of it.
Again, I agree with KB.
I understand
It
what
was
he's
so-
saying. It just he had such an amazing season that you would want like some type of consistency off that, even if it wasn't the whole thing. But it did.
But
feel
if
like
we were
it just
getting
wasn't
that, he would be an elite player. Like that's what he
But
is.
that's what had him in like a top 5, top 6 range. Was that year that he had?
It's like this. He went from winning it to then finishing 12th.
Well, that
That's
don't.
still, but that's not. You act like he's not on the list at all.
No, but
But that just means he's got one vote at something like that.
Yeah.
That's all skewed because again, that's personal perception of clutchness. Right? Like Steph Curry won it and their team was 500 in the clutch, but he deserved it. But like it's just literally personal perception of what the clutch player of the year award should be.
But even that, somebody still thought he was able to be
It
considered.
could have been the same Sabonis guy. Who knows?
Right. I forgot about that.
Okay, De'Aaron Fox as your. I keep forgetting what number on. That was your 8.
Yep. So
My 7 is De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
And I just think that De'Aaron Fox, like I said, for him to have the season that he had, I kind of felt bad putting him at 7. He gave you almost 27 points per game, 46, 37. Best defensive year by far. The 3-point shooting, amazing.
That was even with he had a month where he dipped completely. So like if he would have been just average in that month, his 3-point percentage would be even higher. Like
finishing
I was surprised he
amazing.
was taking so many. Like he was taking a lot of pull-ups.
pull-ups, catch and shoot. I watched again in preparation for this. Watched a bunch of his possessions as a catch and shooter. He has spent a lot of time in the corner, which I didn't expect a lot. Where like it was Kevin Huerter and Sabonis 2.
And this one got the air stick next to the corner 3. He shot 46%, but it said that he shot below 54 attempts.
Oh.
So he didn't have a high volume on it. His openness rating from 3, F, shot quality D. But it's like he was making them.
It's one thing he did a lot last season. Because when you're guarding De'Aaron Fox in a pick and roll with Domantas Sabonis, your first intuition is to go under.
Go under for sure.
He was just pulling up
Yeah.
and hitting the shots. You're like, fuck, what are you supposed to do? You going to go over
I
and
think
let
that's
the
that's
speed
just-
kill you?
Yeah, you gotta
At that
some
point-
point, yeah, you gotta take what the defense is giving you. You can't force the issue.
But I also think that go back to the point I was trying to say to Darrick. Once they got good and everybody was starting to pick up on what made them that, it's like, yeah, let's go under on De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah, I was
numbers
gonna
will say that the two-man game wasn't as effective in this year versus last year with him and Sabonis. Just because teams started to figure out a little bit more. And now, obviously, adding DeMar DeRozan, it adds another dynamic to the offense. But again, they were like the best offense of all time for most of the season last year. And then this year, they were, what, 10th in there?
Box creation, 97 percentile, like playmaking off the chart. I mean,
I love watching De'Aaron Fox play basketball.
No, I think you would not be a basketball fan if you didn't.
I agree. Because he gives, now if you say he can shoot it, but he's giving you the speed to get coast to
yeah.
coast like that. Between the two-man game, the IQ of both of those players just make it so much easier for everybody else. So it's just it's a fun watch.
finishing is good. His finishing is elite. Playmaking is elite. 3-point shooting is as elite of
I mean,
the shooting you're gonna
it's
get from
getting up
that type
there.
of mold of a point guard that he's supposed to be an athletic, fast Kentucky John Wall point guard. Those
I was about to say,
guys
this is a
are
John
not
Wall
supposed to
had a
be able
nice
to
little
shoot.
3-ball.
Yeah, these guys are not supposed to be able to shoot. Now he's shooting and making shots, and you can't go under. But then you can't chase because he's so damn fast and he can score at the rim. How do you? That's what I'm saying. It's like, what flaw are you really finding in De'Aaron? I mean, you can find it if you want to be
it's
focused
just everywhere.
enough. But
yeah, I see what you're saying.
it's like I never pictured De'Aaron Fox becoming this complete. If I'm just being honest, and I always knew he was good, but it was and this is 7th. This is what I'm saying. This is 7th. So if he can magically improve on this and continue to get better, what is the cap? 5? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Well,
where that's where I felt like he was at when he did have his years. He was
His
like
plus year?
I felt like he was 5 or 6.
Okay, but that's crazy that how we're talking about him, and I think he's a guy that it's not that hard to come to conclusion. I think his film tells you this. I think his basic stats tell you this. I think advanced analytics tell you this. So it ain't got to go search for it. And we're talking about a guy who's 7th and who cap out at 5.
I think it got to do a lot
is
with
deep, man.
the top 2, if not 3 people on the I don't even want to, but just the top 3 point guards. Steph is going to be
top
there.
4. Top 4.
You could say top 4. That's
no,
fine.
I think the fourth guy's in a tier below these top 3
Top
dudes.
4. I'm going off the season. Last year's season.
Well,
My top 3
every
ain't going to be the
season,
same
these
as
dudes probably
y'all. My
top
top
3 is
3 ain't going to be
there.
the same as y'all's.
Oh, don't.
He's talking about
My
all
top 3 ain't going to be
NBA
the
players.
same as y'all's.
Get prepared to mute his mic because I know what's
My top 3 ain't going to be the same as y'all's.
We're going to have to mute him.
Jalen Brunson top 2 and he not 2.
Okay, wait.
Steph ain't make my top 5 this year.
I'm going to pause it right there.
I'm joking.
We're going to hear a word from our sponsor and come back with the rest of the list.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
All right, thank you. So that was De'Aaron Fox was there
7
for
for
Mike.
me.
7 for
He went
Pierre.
8 for Mike. and then I transitioned to 7 for
Right.
me. Did
But
you do
did
his
you do
8?
your 8?
Yeah, that was the 1, 10, 9. I had Trae Young.
You know what? I always make fun of y'all for doing. I did that this year. Where I didn't actually number them.
Yeah,
So
I
that's-
accidentally didn't do it.
I
either.
Usually I
literally
always
didn't
do.
number it,
Yeah.
and then I laid in bed. I'm like, let me number this. 'Cause I know it's
I didn't
very
mind
big.
later.
It's just such an
I didn't mind
inconvenience.
later.
I'm gonna number them right now while we're doing here.
So you on 7, Darrick?
Oh yeah, my 7 that was Trae Young. That's where I probably had him a little higher than y'all would, but that was just.
It's around there. Well, at least I had him at. He was 9. He was 9. But Damian Lillard was my 7th. I still think that even with the little down year, he was still, I think, a lot of the still Damian Lillard we know. It was just him kind of like trying to find his footing in this new offense. And I thought, like KB said, they had a lot going on with the new coach and divorce. He had the divorce going on, so it was just a bad year. But he was still, I think, damn good, and with all that going on.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Shouldn't
get
have
my
been
new
the
six
starting
back.
point guard for the Eastern Conference All-Star game.
I think that one surprised everybody right there.
Yeah, I still don't really understand what the hell happened there. Well, I do, but I'm not mad at it.
Yes, you are. We was all mad.
Who did I win over? Oh, I
We
think
wanted
Brunson.
I just
Maxey or
remember
Brunson.
Brunson. Yeah.
I remember a lot of the times too. This is when I think this might have been early in the season, but they were talking about who the best point guard in the East. A lot of it was Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, and Tyrese Haliburton.
When I asked y'all,
And
who
people
was
was
the best
like-
point guard in the East?
We were on our live
Jalen
show
Brunson.
in Houston when you asked that last. You remember that?
Mm-mm.
It was before the season started. Did we do our point guard list in Houston last year?
Maybe.
No.
Or was it
Regardless,
Toronto?
I just know
we
for
ranked
sure
somebody in Toronto.
we were in Houston when you asked, or you didn't ask. I think you just came to the realization. Damn, Jalen Brunson's the best point guard in the Eastern
Oh,
Conference.
yeah,
And we
yeah,
always
yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I guess
you're
so.
right. Yeah, I remember that. Like, damn, I guess he's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
In the
He's
East,
still
yeah, I don't
arguing.
really-
He's
I
the
don't even
highest.
think-
He's the highest on my
what's the
list from the
argument?
East.
I'm asking you a yes or no question.
I don't even think there's like a competition for him being the best.
No, make an argument for somebody. I want to see where you go with it.
Tyrese.
Make the
Ooh.
argument.
It's two
Tyrese
of them.
Oh,
Haliburton.
both of them
Oh,
combined.
No, Tyrese Haliburton.
Hey, if you combine them both, they definitely is the best.
You think Tyrese Haliburton
Get
is the
Halliburton
best
at speed.
is the best
And a
point
shooter.
guard in the Eastern Conference?
I think
Wait,
it's a
we're getting ahead of
conversation.
ourselves because
It's a
I
I didn't
conversation.
ask if it was a conversation.
You said who's up? You said who else is up there with him?
No, I'm saying I was say, okay. If I phrased that wrong, I said my initial question is Jalen Brunson the best in the East. It's a yes or no. If you say no, I'm going to ask you then who is the best.
if it's
point
no
guard?
for you, please say no.
Yeah.
It's content.
No.
Oh,
Do you think Jalen Brunson
Jalen Brunson's the best
as of
point guard in
now?
the East right now.
I am not. I am. Y'all know me. I'm not no biased Knicks fan.
Mm-hmm.
I know Damian Lillard can. Come, I know Damian Lillard can come out and be the best point guard in the East next year. I know Tyrese Maxey could too with that team. Who else is on this list? Shit, hell,
Drake.
Draymond. I almost said Draymond. Trae Young could come out and do some astronomical things because we've seen him be almost 30 and 11. So
So we on number 7, right?
Number 7.
Okay, this is where I had Tyrese Maxey. Now that I renumbered it, I had to.
you had Trae Young above Maxey?
No, Trae Young was at 8. I
Okay.
accidentally just said the numbers wrong. My
Oh,
bad.
okay.
But Maxey was at 7 for me.
Okay.
I put him at 7 because I felt like the guys above him, they kind of had. I like to see them more in that number 1 option role. Like you get to see them there more. Like I have Fox at 6. We already talked about Fox. I thought Fox had a really good season being the number 1 option. Maxey's playing next to Joel. It makes it a little bit easier for him. He don't have as much responsibility as Fox. That's kind of why I put Fox just 1 spot higher.
It's not a bad argument. I'd also have Maxey at this spot as well at number 7.
I respect that answer, D Mills.
Yeah, that's a very compelling argument. I think I'm looking at my list. The rest of these dudes are also 1A guys in their team.
Yeah.
Not saying that Maxey can't be that.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because Joel Embiid missed 38 games last
Yeah.
season, so we did get to see him as the one guy. And if I'm not mistaken, his averages were like 21 and some change, 21, 7 and 7.
Yeah,
or
and the
something
team
like that.
wasn't really that good.
You know what?
but
I
it-
kind of
but that
like
makes sense.
comparing
They
them
lost
to?
Joel.
They lost Joel Embiid. Yeah,
I was comparing it a lot to like situations wise and like numbers wise, like Damian Lillard and Tyrese Maxey, just because they play with like literally a brute force with like Joel Embiid and Giannis. And I just kind of looking at him like Tyrese, he was low key doing his shit next to as a number 2 guy. He was putting up a lot of number 1 type stats.
Oh yeah, especially in the playoffs
You know what I'm
against the
saying?
Knicks. Yeah, so many
Shot
moments, so many
crazily
big
from
moments.
3. I think he was I haven't looked at the stats, but I know like finishing, he had to be insane at finishing because like
What's your
right-handed.
guess? What percentile do you think he is?
Oh,
I
also
was
my
saying-
stats are wrong. That 27-7-7 I mentioned, or
Yeah.
21-7-7, that was Jamal Murray without Jokic
Jokic.
in 7 games
Oh,
in the last 5
What
years.
was Tyrese without?
Tyrese Maxey this season without Joel Embiid averaged 26.3, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds.
That's when he had
34
that game
games.
when
But
he was
but
like,
that's the same numbers as number 2 because his number 2 he averaged 26, 4, and
like
6.
nothing changed. He's just
Yeah.
the guy. He's just that good,
that's when
fucking
he had
good.
that. I think they was getting their ass bust, whatever. But he was having a good game, and they was asking him like, he was like, "What you want me to do? What I'm supposed to do?" Because like his team wasn't on shit, but he had like 30.
Tyrese Maxey overall finishing talent. They do it from a talent standpoint. 99 percentile.
Can't
Field goal
expect
percentage at the
anything
rim is 62.3
As a
as a
small
guard. His shot quality at the rim is
Gotta
an
be
F,
yeah.
and he still makes it.
tough finishes, bro. That's why I
Rim
do
shot
believe that, like,
creation, 95 percentile.
the context of him being the number 2 to a great player, for him, it doesn't matter as much as maybe some other people. Because I truly do believe that if he was the one guy, that he would still do the exact same stuff. It is easier objectively because Joel Embiid requires so much attention, but nothing about his game do I feel like wouldn't translate to him being the primary guy on the team.
no, for sure. But I think that his game also is like him just scoring. He's a scorer first. I don't think he's actually going to go out there and be like that game manager, facilitating and doing all the other things that point guards would do. Not saying he can't do it. He does. He is a solid playmaker. But I think De'Aaron Fox on another level, he's going to defend at a high level on the other end. He's going to facilitate the offense. He's going to do all the other things that may not be scoring the ball, but he also can score the ball at a high level as well.
I think it's neck
he's-
and neck. The reason Tyrese Maxey, because Tyrese Maxey is 6 for me. Fox was 7. The reason Maxey got the edge, I'm going to be completely honest with you, is because of the playoffs.
Yeah.
The things he did in the playoffs just gave him a push.
It was,
I try to
yeah.
take as much as I could in context. I just appreciate the fact that you're coming with a synopsis of saying, this is my criteria, this is what I'm looking at, and this is how I gauged it. Like, I can't argue when it makes sense. You look at the responsibility. I try to take all of that into context with everybody.
Yeah.
I just got the push because Tyrese Maxey, like KB was saying, in those playoff games that you referenced with the Knicks, those were number 1 option shots.
They were.
Joel Embiid was not on shit in that closing moments when that man brought that team back from 6 or 7 with 40 seconds.
That game was over, bro.
That game was
Yeah,
so
game was
over.
over.
People was walking out.
That game was
bro.
over.
That man hit a 4-point play.
Things like that.
Who fouled him? Was it Howard or was it Brunson?
I can't remember.
I'm gonna look it
Things
up.
like that. And these conversations, they leave such a mark that when you're now plucking hairs between 2 players who are really even numbers wise, and he has
Right.
responsibility. It's like I'm giving you that. I'm giving you that one. But I like you not making a bad point by having De'Aaron Fox because when I had them here, I was looking at both of them too. So
It was Mitchell Robinson, by the way.
oh my gosh,
Mitchell
Mitch.
Robinson.
Come on, Mitch.
Yeah. I just remember a small person being there. It was Miles McBride, Deuce McBride. I'm not going to call him Miles. What the hell? His name is Deuce.
Who you have at 6? Who y'all have at 6?
I have Maxey 7, Fox 6, so just flipped. I guess me and Darrick
Same.
have the same
Yeah.
in there.
Maxey 7, Fox 6.
Yeah, I had Damian
And so you
7.
got it flipped.
Yeah, Maxey 7, Fox 6, yeah.
Damian
y'all
7,
agreed.
Tyrese
Yeah.
6. I got Tyrese Maxey 6.
I got Tyrese Maxey 6 as well.
So our top 5 should be unanimous as far as the players. It's just a matter of
Which is
What order it
Haliburton,
is?
Haliburton, yes.
Luka, Steph Curry,
Shai.
Brunson, and Shai.
yeah, those are the top
The heavy
5.
hitters. The
I
heavy
thought
hitters.
you was going in order. I was
No,
like,
no,
I don't
no,
know about that one.
So my 5,
My 5 is.
It's Hallie.
Yeah, it's Hallie.
are we all
He
5?
said my 5, and he said my 5 is.
Are we all 5 for Hallie?
I have 5. I have Hallie at 5.
I have Hallie at 5.
It was kind of hard to put him higher.
Yeah, I think this is a very genuine, organic spot
Perfect.
for Haliburton.
Yeah.
It felt
it's
perfect
perfect,
for
yeah.
him.
And that's with his second half not being as successful as his first half.
Due to injury. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a little adjustment with the team and everything like that.
Yeah.
But
But I
Once they got
will
it
say
going.
you did see it like start to gel in the playoffs when he was playing with Siakam and
Yes.
stuff. So like
They look
there's
phenomenal.
there's a chemistry there that just needed time to unlock. It wasn't like the immediate chemistry where
also
they just
in the playoffs, he had realized he had to shoot the ball. Like he was going through like first quarters without shooting.
Bro,
Yeah.
he had 2 playoff games where he attempted less than 10 shots.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
I don't understand how that can even happen as like a guy.
He's
who
not a
has
score first guy.
Yeah, it's hard.
But
It's
at
He
the-
hard
literally
to
averaged
flip the
20
switch.
on the season.
Yeah.
He's not trying to really get his shot.
But I think
You
that's
gotta
the
know
next.
how to- you gotta know how
That
to
is the
balance
next.
it.
That's
the next
why
evolution.
I love Tyrese Haliburton. But when I look at him in comparison to a lot of other guards, I respect him and I have him higher than them. But if I was starting my own team, I want De'Aaron Fox because De'Aaron Fox can go get me a bucket.
That's
I'm
what
not.
the King said.
I'm just not as it is. I'm just not as high, for whatever reason, high on that type of prototype. Like if it was 2006, I would take Tyrese Haliburton because it would be like
You want to know my argument
Steve
against
Nash
that?
and Jason Kidd.
And I can't complain because De'Aaron Fox is like one of my favorite players in the league. But I think that switch can be taught / evolved. They learn. The offensive playmaking aspect of it, I don't think De'Aaron Fox can evolve to that point.
Yeah, but I don't think I would want him to because I think it would take away naturally from his instinct of scoring the basketball. We don't see too many guys that do that.
Yeah.
Because you have to turn one off and on. That's why somebody like Trae Young is underappreciated because he does it
He
every
does that
single
shit
night.
effortlessly.
And it's
for
like, oh
25
man,
and
it's
10.
Trae Young though. But it's like, nah. I mean, his game is that good where he can do both on a nightly basis.
He's gonna give you 27 and 10 over 10 assists a night
every night.
Yep.
Every night, and neither one has to lose from each other. You don't have to tell, hey, stop passing and go score. Stop scoring and go pass.
That's why when I was looking at his stats, I was like, he still got that even with another point guard on the floor with him.
Yes. In a bad,
Yeah,
quote-unquote, down bad year, he's still giving you 26 and 11.
Any other things about Hallie?
This could
Want him to be
this
more
could be an even
aggressive.
better year because this team is going to have their full year with Pascal Siakam. I think a lot of guys fell into roles. Aaron Nesmith, Nembhard got paid.
Benedict Mathurin, I'll be back. Get to see
Yes.
his role.
And yeah, I think they kind of gelled into roles and a little bit of identity. And I think him and the team could take a step up. So, it's going to be interesting to see. And then it's also that thing where they made the Eastern Conference Finals, and this could be a dangerous thing where you fall into the Atlanta Hawks thing of thinking y'all that team, but now teams are a little bit more healthy. Luck don't really go your way. Yeah. And they could have a quote-unquote setback or not as good of a year, and it's going to be interesting to see how people respond in that and everything like that. I'm kind of, as a basketball person, I'm anticipating that.
You know
I'm
what
not
gives
going
me
to write
faith,
him
though?
off or hold him accountable for that.
Because you just mentioned earlier about Trae Young, best player he's played with being DeJounte. And Tyrese, like, his team at least fits him.
Yeah.
You have people that can defend. You have Miles Turner, who has been all-star level with him. Like, you added Pascal. Like, this team I feel like, has a little bit more solid core than that Hawks team did.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
It's not even close. It's not
Yeah,
even,
the Pacers
that's
team
why
was
I'm
built
saying
perfectly.
Landry Fields and them need to look at that because,
Yeah.
like, that's a good example of, like, you don't have to go. They didn't have to get Tyrese Haliburton, Paul George.
A lot of the guys on their team are just good acquisitions more than anything. Like Tyrese Haliburton,
I don't even
traded.
remember what they traded
Sabonis.
for Aaron Nesmith.
They
when
traded
got to the
Malcolm
Celtics.
Brogdon, and
Yeah.
everybody laughed at them because you got nothing in return. And now
Malcolm
Aaron
Brogdon
Nesmith's
won a
great.
Six-Man of the year. It
Yeah.
looked super crazy, but yeah.
And then even like Miles Turner's been there for fucking forever. Like the Obi Toppin trade is a minuscule type of trade, but that mattered for them.
And I
signing
truly-
TJ McConnell, small thing. Now he's extended, and it's like
They drafted
really good
Jarris Walker,
decisions.
who's just a draft and stash type of
I
guy
truly
who still
think-
can play at a high level.
There's still one more. He got it. We gonna have to see, but I think there's still one move away.
I saw CSB, shout out to my guy Buckley. He's a diehard Pacers fan. For the people that don't know, he made a tweet like, "Do y'all think that the Indiana Pacers are gonna have to do a consolidation trade?"
Yes.
And I'm like, "Yeah, but probably not for another season." And I would pray that they don't overreact one way or another. If they do have the Atlanta Hawks type of setback, don't overreact and feel
They're
like we
going
got to
to.
trade
They're going
everything.
to, bro.
And if for whatever reason you are again that good, don't overreact that we're a contender because I think you probably sit right in that middle where you're not a contender, you're not as bad as that fucking Hawks.
They're
That Hawks
going
fall
to.
off was bad.
I don't think it's gonna be a panic though. I think it's gonna be you have to. What are the other options? Jarris Walker is not gonna do anything on this team as he
No,
could.
my only thing is that wait a year because there's no reason to do it financially or anything. It's not like Jarris Walker is up for a contract. So like if things don't work out by February, that don't mean we have to make the trade now and settle for a trade that we don't really necessarily love when the offseason.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not with settling, but they're gonna have to strike something because sitting around for a year, what are you doing that for?
Yeah.
waiting.
For what?
The Boston Celtics to break up in 2 years.
Oh yeah, nah. Waiting gonna have your ass look.
That's what the
Because-
Cavaliers are doing
Because
too.
waiting, that doesn't mean you're gonna get Brown or Tatum.
No, it's just like
it's just
they're going to be too expensive to be the best team in basketball, which means the Eastern Conference
Oh,
might be
you're
open.
saying
again.
wait for
yeah,
that
not
moment.
like I want one of those.
Oh,
guys.
that's just about waiting
Yeah.
to potentially trade for one of those. Yeah,
The longer you wait, the less value that this stuff gonna have.
yeah, that's true.
They have a really good rotation right now too.
Cause Haliburton got paid.
Mm-hmm.
They
Nembhard
just paid
got
Nembhard.
Pascal signed his max.
Pascal.
Miles Turner's up
Miles
for an
Turner
extension.
finna have to get paid.
And Isaiah Hartenstein's got $30 million a year. if I'm Miles Agent, I'm like,
You're going to have to punch, man. You're
You
going to
see
have to
that?
punch. You can't wait around and pay everybody.
who else got
Because
paid?
they're going to have good
Obi
years.
got paid.
They're going to have good years, man.
Who else got paid?
TJ McConnell.
TJ McConnell got his
Yeah,
extension.
They paying. They
Yeah,
pay
they
everybody.
pretty much
It's a
said we're
grip.
running it back. So, and I think that's a smart thing to do. You don't want to break up the chemistry of that team.
Definitely run it back. But they going that's another trade in
Smith,
the shadows waiting for them to be made.
Oh, Neesmith extension was last year. Okay,
Yeah.
number 4 on the list.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
2-2. Steph Curry is a better player, no doubt about it. But when I look at last season,
You know what's funny?
Jalen Brunson.
It was so close to me. I went to B-ball index with these two. I put them next to each other.
Maybe you should have did it for all of your
I
lists.
did everybody.
No, I'm joking.
But these
The
two,
entire notes got everybody.
I wanted to see how close they were. They're damn near. They're so even on so many things that it was like.
So what was, because they're so even, what was your determining factor?
the fact that Jalen Brunson team was significantly better they went to the playoffs. They was a better regular season team. I thought Jalen Brunson had better moments. Than
Were
Steph
they the
Curry.
better regular season team?
Oh yeah, the West is.
I'm joking. I think
no,
they were, but
I
like
had to
2
think about
games.
the
It was like
West
2 games.
standings.
Very
That,
close.
Yeah,
yeah,
so 2
but
games.
yeah,
50 wins versus
46.
46, so 4
Yeah.
wins.
that was kind of my determining factor.
I'm
That
gonna
was-
take a thing out of Pierre's book just to counter. Again,
Yeah.
if Draymond Green don't start acting like a supervillain, they probably win 4 more games.
They do. But I agree with Darrick. Those playoff moments, man, how far they went.
Yeah, I can't. There's
He
no
was literally
argument
just giving
against it.
teams 40.
Mm-hmm.
He was a walking 40-point game in the playoffs. That was crazy.
And he's not Steph Curry. He's not Steph Curry. And the Knicks offense is Tom Thibodeau. So you know what it is. Everything he did was like we know what was coming, we know what's going to happen, and teams just couldn't stop Jalen Brunson. And he did it. If all the efficiency police that be out there about everything, he did it efficiently. The man shot 40% from 3. He dragged this team, like literally drugged
The
them.
one that shocks me still most is when they said he was driving, like his drives were like at 46%.
Yes.
But that means like he was driving just half the time. Every time he got the ball, he's driving. And
That
it's-
was crazy.
Yeah.
And
That
it's
was
like,
crazy.
man, he's like 6'1".
If that, I'm telling you, bro, when I met that brother, we was looking at each other eye to eye, man.
And
I
then
am
it's like,
5'7".
there, guys had career years next to him. I'm not saying it's solely because of him, but you got to take shit like that into consideration. Julius Randle went down. There's arguments you could say that was a blessing in disguise or whatever. But I just feel like every call that we needed an answer for, even in times where it would look like, damn, how are we gonna get over this Philly team when they playing like this? He had an answer. Like,
I think the most impressive part of it all, and I know it kind of died down during the playoffs because he broke his hand, but the durability
Yeah.
to be able to have the highest usage in basketball for the second half of the
because
season.
you couldn't tell people that Thibs wasn't running him down, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
He played all those minutes, got every touch imaginable. You mentioned 46%, whatever the number was, get into the paint as a small guard. You telling me he gonna play every
and
single
I don't even
game?
think it's percent. I think that's the amount of drives. I think
Oh,
he
per
was having
game.
like 46 or so drives.
That's-
a
I'm gonna
game.
look back and see if
Fucking
I can find it.
disgusting,
But
bro.
it was just like a stat you just look at and it's like, it's no way.
And he was getting to the free throw line at a crazy rate in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I had looked at the regular. He only gets to the free throw line in the regular season about 6.5 times a game. But
About 11.
Yeah, in the playoffs, it was so much. I didn't even look at the playoffs, but you just saw him at the line all the time in the playoffs.
I ain't really big into this type of stuff anyway, but I'm gonna just say it because I did it. I just did it for
Yeah,
everybody. When it comes to Jalen Brunson, who I'm losing because I have so much stuff by each player, Jalen Brunson was a plus 14.5
Like
What-
it's
regular season or postseason or
regular season,
okay.
and it comes all from offense. He's a plus 14.7 offensively.
In the
When
playoffs,
he's on the floor for the Knicks.
They say Jalen
they're
Brunson-
15 points better offensively when Jalen Brunson is playing.
it said in the playoffs, Jalen Brunson was averaging basically 25 drives a game. And that's only second to Shai, who was averaging 27, which is even crazy.
Yeah, at least Shai look a good 6'6". Like you expect him to be getting to the basket.
that's Fuck, that's insane, bro.
Do you know who's
y'all
next after Jalen Brunson? And this is playoffs.
Playoffs, Anthony Edwards?
No.
Kyrie?
TJ
No, not
McConnell.
Reed.
Luka
TJ
Doncic.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm about to
yeah,
say, boy, if it was TJ
That would have
McConnell.
been crazy.
They count the 4-foot
You
jumpers.
said guess who like it was not a
yeah,
star.
yeah, I thought it was somebody crazy.
Well, it's just because usually it'd be like the dudes that you think are always driving to the paint are like athletic, but it's just Luka who always be going for like them fades, but he uses his size to get to the paint. So
Now, the one thing I will say about Steph is kind of like I've said about other different guys. I'm betting high on the Warriors, as we all saw when we did the team ranking going into the season. And it's solely because I think they're just going to have some stability there for Steph Curry, and I think that's all they're going to really need. I think Steph Curry about to have an incredible year. I think he's going to be a strong case for MVP candidate. Do I think he's going to win MVP? No. I think Giannis might have a little something. It just feels like Giannis is about to come out of there.
I'm getting that same feeling from Giannis. I'm getting that hunch that it's like they're going to be the opposite for the Warriors. I feel like
real?
I get the feeling like it's going to be a year where it's just like somebody have go down. I'm not saying Steph, but it's like something happens.
Please don't let it be Steph.
Where it's like they just go on a negative streak or whatever, and they're just like they're going to look around them and be like, damn, the Rockets are already 5 games ahead of us. Like a lot of them is like it's not no point, and they're going to be one of them kind of not a bottom feeder, but they're going to be like 10th or 11th kind of last year where they're trying to fight in for that play-in
Why
spot.
can't I find playing stats? Holy shit.
I just think you have to kind of go to the game. I was doing it yesterday. I had to literally go to the game to see De'Aaron Fox at 35 because it's not
why
on
can't we find the
Basketball
stats?
Reference, go to game log. I thought it was going to play-in game. Nothing. I had to literally say NBA play-in game and go to the box score and see what guys was doing. And I had the same reaction too. Like, why can't I find
This shit is frustrating. I
but
just wanna
anyway,
see the game.
I just think that just because it's like in order for that to happen for them, Steph Curry has to literally be hurt. Like their worst seasons, they still are right. And you got like last year. Last year is just a crazy year with the Draymond shit. The year before, he punched Jordan Poole. Like this is like astronomical things. And I know you have to take into
And
consideration.
they could have been, or was they in the first round of the play-in or second round where they left out? I think
The
that
Warriors?
was that, or I said first round. Was that the first game of the
First game, that's when Klay Thompson
Went
put up
over
a 0
whatever.
for 10. Yeah.
Against
Yeah.
who though? Who
The Kings.
The
The
Kings.
Kings dominated them, actually.
Yeah, because that was a
118,
playoff
94.
matchup from last year.
That was the Keegan Murray game.
Them games don't count though.
Keegan.
Oh,
Remember his
Keegan Murray
playing.
went crazy.
Right, yeah, the playing games don't matter. Like,
So he
Kobe
ain't
White
never go
had
over
40
10.
in his playing game. Shit don't matter.
They need to change that. They don't. I don't know what it goes to. Shouldn't go to the playoffs.
Postseason. Not
But it's
playoffs,
like-
but postseason.
I don't know, but I just think that the Warriors have a better team. I think they have a little bit more of defined roles because the monkey off their back with the Klay Thompson thing doesn't loom over there. Klay Thompson is gone. We don't have to worry about him getting a certain amount of shots, how he's going to feel coming off the bench, if he's going to get extended. That whole conversation, an elephant in the room, is gone. We got AirPods in year 2 after having a great year 1. Draymond, you should be on your best behavior just because you know the NBA is going to strike down on you with anything that you do. I don't know what we're getting from Wiggins.
Hopefully it's a bounce back year.
I don't even think you need to bounce back completely like the All-Star year. I just think you need to have
some sort of consistency.
Yes. Jonathan Kuminga, a lot of people think that this is going to be his breakout year.
I think this
That's
is his breakout year. I think he
that
already
and
gave us a
AirPods.
small sample of it last year.
Trace Jackson-Davis had one of the most underrated rookie years last
Oh, he
year
was
too.
so good.
Buddy Hield. If you don't get shit from him, cool. But at the least, he's going to give you another 40% three-point shooter. Kyle Anderson is an incredible basketball player. I'm not saying these guys come in and make them 57 wins, but I think these guys allow them to be better than 46 wins, which was still play-in worthy. Like KB said, Draymond being there, there are 50 wins.
I'm trying to believe
I
in that.
truly
I
believe that.
don't know.
DeAnthony Melton is on this team. Like,
Yeah.
they went out and made good moves.
Yeah.
They made good moves. They didn't do what your Lakers did. They
didn't
made
swing
good
for the-
moves.
They didn't swing for the fences.
Hey, dude,
I think they did go out there and get good, high quality, high IQ guys that can kind of fit into that system and know how to make quick reads and pass and facilitate shoot. They always know how to find the right players that fit their mold.
And I think that's why they always have had a history of kind of getting the most out of particular players because they go and get guys who have defined roles. When you look at their history of guys who didn't really fit, it was odd. They didn't have a defined role for D'Angelo Russell. There wasn't a defined role for Kelly Oubre that he was used to in that system yet. And those guys did not look well. But when you go out and you get those guys that know the Sean Livingstons, the Iguodalas, the Barbosas, you draft an
David
AirPods,
West.
a David West. Like those guys, there's
All of those
somebody
guys
else.
are so selfless,
Gary
and
Payton
their
the
IQ
second.
is just so crazy high.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just like
Andrew
the
Bogut was like their perfect center.
Yeah.
And I'm
high
not even
IQ
trying to go
center.
back that far. Kevon Looney, he just
Yes.
offensive
Did
rebound.
y'all see it? Did y'all see his new hair? Or
No.
like he has the long dreads now, like it's like Nene style type stuff.
Oh,
They
wow.
said he
Really?
going into that Nene era. He looked built
Oh,
in that
man.
motherfucking suit.
Kevon Looney.
I'm looking it up too, man.
He was
New
looking
hair.
looking pretty sharp. And I'm like, damn.
Shout out to Loon Dog, man.
He looked, this how you know it was a good picture. He looked younger, D Mills.
Ooh.
Now you lying.
He looked younger in it.
Because he the oldest. Oh, yeah. He looked good, too. Like, I mean, it's not like he's never not been in shape.
Oh, I
but
see it, yeah. Are these Rico Hine runs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Shout out
like,
to
built
Loon
like an
Dog,
action
man.
figure.
One thing I love about Looney is one day he might play 30 minutes, one day he might not play at all.
Yeah.
He just be chilling.
I'm glad that he's not a complainer. He kind of just show up to work and he do his job. I mean,
Put
I
that
gotta
hard
go-
hat on.
I got to go back during that championship run and watch some of the games where he had like 20 boards, 6 points.
he looks so much older than 28 as well.
Kevon Looney has slimmed down. Yep. Supposed.
Another day at the office for Mr. Loon Dog. I didn't know he's from Milwaukee.
He getting that
I
star
didn't know
spot
that either.
back.
I didn't know he was out of.
Trace Jackson. Davis.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
they
tryna-
running small, bro.
You think they're going to go small?
I think they go.
They gonna-
I mean, again, who the fuck knows if Wiggins playing basketball this season? So never mind. But like a Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond, they ran that a lot last season in the year.
I remember you telling me they were plus
It
14.
was crazy numbers.
I think they're gonna start one of the centers.
We shall see. So who's coming off the bench then? Wiggs?
Based off last year, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Guess we'll see. It's not
I
like
mean-
their centers are like centers though.
just
They
got
But
got
like, I don't
6',
think it's out the
7',
realm of
6'8".
possibility to just put Wiggins at the 2.
What?
AirPods is starting.
AirPods is
They
starting.
guaranteed
Oh,
that
that's
starting
true,
spot.
yeah.
He's the 2.
Yeah.
He's their 2.
They want to shoot 8 to 10 threes this year.
They want him to
they
turn into
did,
Klay
yeah.
Thompson.
Because I was thinking maybe it could go Steph, Wiggins, Kuminga, Dre, Looney, or Trey.
bro.
But
You will see quadruple teams for Steph Curry with that space.
I mean, he see that all the time.
I guess that's true.
Wait, he said Wiggins, Kuminga, and Dre.
Successful
Wiggins, Kevon Looney.
quadruple teams. Successfully.
All right.
Wiggins out there doing that jab, one dribble pull up.
Draymond gonna be wide open, selling Wig back door, back door.
3 for me is
Brunson.
Wardell,
I mean,
Steph, and
Wardell.
Curry. And
Same
I'm
here.
same thing, and then y'all got it.
This is why I got Brunson.
Right. Top two. Number 2 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
That's where I got Shai as well.
Where I got Shai.
You ain't got to ask me.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure
You
there's no
gotta ask
zagging.
me.
But you know what we do all the time? We do these lists.
And
we
then
get
we
to the
stop
top,
talking
and then
about
we
that?
just stop caring.
But
and
that's
because,
because but that's because we
like-
talk about them 82 games for the year.
Yeah, I do want to
De'Aaron
give Shai
Fox is not going to get no airtime like these
normally,
two guys.
yeah.
Unless
But
he's having a crazy, depends on the season.
No. We're going to talk about them. But in comparison to
Luka
Luka,
and
it's
Shai,
just
yeah.
not.
one thing about Shai is he's so efficient without having the ball for a long time. He's such a good, quick decision maker. Like some of these other dudes we talked about, whether it be a Brunson or a Doncic, you expect them to have the ball, bring the ball up all the time, create their shot. It might take some time. It might take 7 seconds before the shot go up, 10 seconds. Shai will get it, make a move, and be at the basket like that. And
Oh, yeah,
that's
he's
just-
very
Bro,
quick and
that's
efficient.
I was just thinking about that because I was watching literally some of them games that you had told us about from whatever, man, how they got the random games.
whatever, man.
And I was
Stop shouting
watching.
him out before his pay.
I was
I'll be
thinking
watching
that
some of
too.
them games and be having 400 views. And now we keep saying that. I'm going to look up 13,000 views.
No, they're
Darren
going to be
Williams.
taken down. That's,
And I was
that's the
saying.
scary part.
A year. I was watching LA versus the Kings, and this is like, I think 03, 04, or it might be 04, 05 or whatever. I think they
Ooh,
just
before
said,
your time.
and he was like, this one, Chauncey Billups just got off his, he just won the finals MVP or whatever. And Kobe, and I was watching Kobe, and the footwork on this man just had me like just
On
so
Kobe Bryant?
hyped. Yes.
Yeah.
And I was saying, I'm like, the best people that got like footwork in today's game, Shai is definitely up there.
Oh,
Part
yeah,
of that
for sure.
decision making is just like, he's always a threat. He could be a threat from anywhere to score the ball because he just works so many angles. A part of that is his footwork. Just like little step throughs and little stuff like that. It'll catch everybody off guard.
He's literally slithering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made that badge for him.
They should have.
NBA University has a stat: most touches per game plus time of possession. Jokic got the most touches per game. His time of possession was 4.8. Luka Doncic 92 touches. His time of possession was 83. So on and so forth. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's 33rd in the league in touches per game, and he averaged 30 points per game.
That's insane.
33rd in touches per
You
game.
know what that tell me?
And he averaged 30.
He need to touch the ball more.
I agree. He could average 60. No, okay, let me chill. But like, I would agree with that.
That's some.
But
that's
also the rest of the team is
yeah.
so good. I'm okay with J-Dub taking.
Could that also just be like, are they just
see.
blowing teams out too, to where like he's probably just not?
No, I just feel like they trust everybody in their team to get the offense flowing. Again, they did have Josh Giddey,
Yeah.
who also needed the ball to be effective. But again, J-Dub has such a efficient season. to
Chet
home
touches the
grant.
ball, yeah.
There's like, yeah, there's possessions where one of the best players in the world literally does not touch the ball for them. And that's
he's okay
crazy.
with it, yeah.
that's crazy. Like, how many times do you watch LeBron in his tenure and you're like, LeBron didn't touch the ball at all? That's rare. It's
That's rare as
extremely
hell.
rare.
I'm making that face, but I'm talking. I think that helps to not be so predictable. Like that's one of the biggest
gas
things as a
come
Knicks
postseason.
fan. When you know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
get a ball to Brunson. But at the same token, you take away Josh Giddey, get him the ball more.
Yeah. I just like that's such a cool stat just because it means that like he could just get it so easy. And then it's just like he's always a threat. Like he don't have to kind of waste any time. It's just like, oh, I'm on the right wing. He gets past people effortlessly. So once he gets to his little spot, it's always just like a little Euro step, a little spin move, and it'd be a bucket.
Yeah.
He don't need it. He don't need 30 dribbles.
I asked him at All-Star. What you looking at as an elite offensive player?
He said a help defense. I feel like that's probably everybody like the go-to scorer to say.
I wonder how much of that adjustment how hard is that adjustment to go to EuroLeague where the help defenders is always there? Like there is no 3 second. Like a lot of times when you hear people talk about they waiting, it's because they know that guy has to get out the paint at 2 seconds or they don't get called for 3 seconds. In EuroLeague, that guy's just there. It's nothing you can.
Let's see what his
You
international
talking about
stats look
Olympics?
like.
Yeah, in the Olympics.
He averaged 21, 4 and 4. His 21 points per game was third highest, only behind Giannis and player who they literally don't have who number 2 is. Giannis was 1, Shai was 3. I don't know who number 2 was. So, and the efficiency was 45% from the field, 33% from 3, but still got to his spots, whatever that means. And yeah, they ended up losing to France in the quarterfinal. Right. He had 23 in that game.
I can't believe Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is who he is.
Yeah, that's what, from
At Kentucky, you couldn't tell me this dude was going to be this.
Draft the guards. Draft all of them.
Hey,
That's how
Clippers
Washington.
rookie year was good. You couldn't tell me that's
No
who
way.
this was going to be.
I like the tweet when it happened, when the trade happened. I was like, no, they gave up Shai. Motherfucker did not think he was going to be MVP.
Yeah, he was just really good.
He was just
though.
a good rookie,
Yeah.
fun rookie. Just played differently because he was slower paced. He was a taller guard. They had just had that game against the Warriors that
the
offseason
playoffs.
where they came back from down with 20-something, 30. And
Yeah.
I was just a huge fan of him, but again, didn't realize that he was going to be this. And now I'm not nearly as big of a fan of him now than I was
because
then.
Twitter just takes good shit and just,
Yeah, no, he's got some of the craziest glazers on, I think, Twitter.
Well, or he has the haters that say he's a foul baiter.
I don't really see too
I don't
many
know.
of those.
Star in basketball is not a foul baiter outside of
I've
Steph
never
Curry.
understood that debate for anybody.
Nope, it's part of the game. Go get to the free throw line. Get some easy points, please.
Because Jordan averaged a bunch of free throws too.
Jordan averaged double-digit free throws for the majority of his career.
And no one ever called him a foul baiter.
Let's talk about number one because I got something to say about that.
My number one is Killian Hayes.
I like that.
I had D'Angelo Russell. It's Luka Doncic.
I got another Kentucky guard. It's Ty Washington.
Oh, okay. You didn't even know what team he played for in that TikTok last week.
I thought he was still a puck. But no, it's Luka Doncic.
Shout out to
man.
Luka, man. Shout out to Luka. As controlling of an individual player can be offensively, there's not many people better than him in the world. I think he could be one in most people's eyes. I think he's still number 2 behind Jokic. But if you had him 1, I'm not. I can't
Where
complain.
you got him at, Mills?
I got him at number 1.
Where you got him at?
1.
Not mad at it at all.
Where you think I got him at?
You said what?
7.
3.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson.
He's
If I had a player like Jalen Brunson on my team, I would do the same thing.
Luka probably number 1.
I was thinking that the other day because again, the Team USA thing just took my fandom to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
It was cool to root for those dudes. We haven't had like an elite level player on our team against us, Derrick Rose, but again, we were in high school, so it's different. As in our adult lives, I haven't been able to root for like an elite level player in a long time.
Well, I had Damian Lillard.
You had
But that's
DeMar.
like-
Yeah.
I said an elite level. Like he had a good year. Do not get me wrong. He was an All NBA player, but I mean, again,
He had
one
no
of the
like
top 10.
bona fide superstars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he was putting DeMar in trades for a long time. So
But no, that was after that first season. He was clean. It was after that first season. Like y'all want DeMar, but shout out to
He
DeMar.
could
But
have been
again,
in LA.
Luka Doncic.
Luka, incredible.
Yeah.
He got the playoff stuff.
got to the finals.
Got to the finals. Made big shots. A shot over Rudy Gobert.
I'm just happy that he finally gets to go get healthy. That man was literally playing on a bad leg throughout the whole playoffs. Even went to Olympics looking banged up.
It's so rare to have a player of his age not have many question marks about him. Usually a player at 25 doesn't have two conference finals appearance and an NBA finals appearance.
Yes.
Like obviously he doesn't have the ring, but you can't argue whether or not the way he plays is successful because he's been successful at every single level. And it's just rare to have a player that way. There's usually some type of grandiose question. Oh, can LeBron, because LeBron was at this age and had a similar resume, but it was still, he's not a winner. Luka doesn't really have that.
I think the question going into the playoffs for me is, can he still be like as effective ISOing all these like crazy defenders? Because you're going up against like Jaden McDaniels and later you're going against Drew Holiday's like, and I honestly, him himself was just as effective as he was in the regular season. Like there wasn't many times where he was just like he was missing. And I mean, he did have some rough games, but that's going to happen. You know, a lot of the times it was his team that really couldn't hit shots.
Yeah, his efficiency did drop a little bit, but again, even before they got to the finals this year, his playoff resume was almost, I mean, they didn't win every series, but his individual playoff resume was damn near squeaky clean. He's got game winners. He's got upset series. He's got dominate. Like, he's got all of that. So the fact that his efficiency dropped with the injury in that finals run, that means literally nothing to me. That's not even a talk. Not saying that that's what you were doing, but that's not even a talking point if somebody brings that up. Oh,
he got
shot.
so many moments.
Yeah. And he's 5? He's just 25.
The bubble,
The game winner. Yeah.
like he has so many.
He was up 2-0 against the Clippers the year after that too.
And then when he does lose, we don't look at it like, man, he had 13 points. It's like you said, damn, if only they had Porzingis to close that series, or
because Kyrie did not show up in the finals at all. Kyrie was
not to
there.
the point where they needed it. But I think even if he did, they was gonna lose. Only person that thought they was gonna win was you.
And PJ Washington was not the same player he was when he was, when they was playing like
literally said
OKC.
you're not gonna shoot in the corner.
27% from 3 in that series for him.
OKC, he was hitting like 4-5 threes a game. He was as cool as can be.
I guess OKC was just like, we'll live with him shooting corner threes. And
OKC, I'm not trying to take it away. Shai fouled him on that corner 3, and if he doesn't foul it, that series could go differently.
Yeah, it really could. I cannot wait to see the progression that we continue to see from Luka. Is he gonna be a guy like he's gonna be good because like we saying, you can't really say much, but what if he doesn't get a ring?
Yeah.
Well, how are people going to? Because we see so much with like, man, Harden ain't got a ring, Chris Paul ain't got a ring, Melo ain't get a ring, but Luka's on a different stage.
But I think also what we saw in the playoffs is that Luka took a step defensively. Like you see him at times do sit in the chair and hold his own out and open, but he do so at the moments where he do get cooked too. So like he definitely has to show a form of consistency on the defensive side of the ball because he's shown that he can play defense. It's just
he's so elite offensively that that's not gonna ever be that big of a deal.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's so up and down. But I do agree with you to the extent that for a championship, I think he does. He's gonna have to have some form of
he
consistency.
can't be a liability.
Oh, for sure.
But other than that, it's kind of like the Trae Young. Like he just does so much. Hey, we'll find somebody else to play defense for you, bro. But you do gotta cut down.
It ain't like Tyrese Haliburton or Trae Young defense either.
Yeah.
We don't look at it like, man, what is he doing?
The
It's
back
just
door,
like,
That does happen,
Some
though.
of the back doors is crazy though.
But I think just because he's such a big player, that just alleviates a lot of it. Like Trae Young is at a disadvantage because he's 6 foot tall.
Sure. Yeah.
Luka's 6'7" and 260 depending on the day. Like I rewatched Atlanta Hawks versus Boston. They played 2 of the games they played last season, and Trae Young had to guard Darrick White. And the first play of both games, Darrick White just went to the block and said, "Give me the ball." You can't go to the block on Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Who was
He's
it?
built like a tank.
Who was it that was posting him up? Was it Rudy Gobert? And he had got that little strip on him or whatever. But that's the type of thing. Like you think if it's Trae Young right there, Rudy Gobert gonna have the same type of.
Yeah, no.
He not gonna have the same type of.
your ass. Of course they gonna have the same thing.
But I'm just saying, just be.
No.
Trae Young 5'10".
Trae Young does have that power to make people pass out of a layup, though.
A person to pass out of that layup.
Oh, I forgot all about that. I'm thinking like,
Big
what is he
fishing
talking
guy.
about?
Whole
Yeah.
TikTok is just him fishing.
Yeah.
Remember when he was fishing? I bring it up too much. He threw the fish back and it didn't go in the water.
Oh yeah, he missed.
I got the rest of my list, by the way. 11 for me, Drew Holiday. 12 for me, Cade Cunningham. 13, James Harden. 14, Fred VanVleet. 15, Darius Garland. 16, CJ McCollum. 17, Emmanuel Quickly. 18, Kobe White. 19, Mike Conley. 20, D'Angelo Russell. 21, Terry Rozier.
Okay.
The
A
rest,
guy that can significantly
If
jump
you
up
ain't
this
make top
list,
10, I ain't number you.
yeah.
and all of those is just no stats looked at, just off of what I feel.
Darius Garland and
list?
Cade
Yeah.
to jump up this list.
Let's hope not, because
I think
our
Cade is
job
gonna-
is going to be insane.
Cade is a guy I feel like next year undoubtedly going to be on this list somewhere. Garland, 100% a chance, but I'm not as confident
I remember.
given the circumstance around
I
him.
remember the day James Harden used to be at least top 2.
This is so hard. It was so heartbreaking, man. Because I looked at his name and I didn't really have to do research.
Yeah, because I have my list and I was like, I'm just gonna take out the people I know probably not top 10 or around there. And I got to James Harden. I was like, I'm gonna leave him up here.
Me
But
too.
I know he's not there,
I
but
left
I'm
him
gonna
up
leave him
there
up
just
there.
because that's Unc. But I did not do shit for him to like. I was just like, okay.
Good thing is that Kobe White's going to be classified as a shooting guard next year, so he might make the top 10.
So one thing that y'all was talking about.
Is the foul baiting.
No, it's just like Twitter and perceptions of stuff and how they always talk about that. You know what I was thinking because of whatever, man.
What a legend, by the way. Whoever you are, we appreciate.
There's a goated Instagram page. Is
I
it
think I saw you repost them recently.
The
And I
right
went to their page and I was like, oh, that's
the right
that's
block?
cool.
So the right block went over Dirk's career, and I enjoyed the little slide or whatever they put together, and I was like, bro, Dirk would have. I wish Dirk was in this era and had his career because he would make people realize why they should shut the blank up on Twitter. Do y'all remember Dirk won the MVP and got bounced in the first round? Do you know the talk that would have been on Twitter?
All European players are soft. They can't translate.
They
Come
would have took
postseason.
Dirk and they would have washed him away just for him to didn't win a championship. He is a great example of why you chill, you react to things, you critique, but it don't write a player off completely and say they can never do this. We're not, because in the time where they thought he was going to win it the least. In 2011, he went out and won it. He had so many years prior to 2011 that looked like the Mavericks were on their way, whether it was them losing to D-Wade and Shaq, whether it was that year. They had another year where they was a top seed.
In 2004, let me see what year that was. One of these years, they were the best. I think I mentioned this on the pod before. Talking about relative rating, they were the best offensive team ever. Like compared to the rest of the people of that year. Like obviously, their offensive rating is not the same as the 2024 Boston Celtics, but given the time and adjustment for every era, they were the best offense ever. And then they lost in the first round that year to Sacramento. This is 2003, 2004.
Vlad,
they lost in five. They lost in five. They were the best offense ever and lost in five. Yeah.
So it's like, all of this stuff, they would have made people just like shit on Dirk for a long time, just for him to come back and win in 2011.
Jabari Smith is on this team.
His dad with the Kings, yep.
And did you know that Kwame Brown and Jabari Smith Jr. are cousins?
No, I did not know that.
I just found that out too.
I did not know that either.
But I knew his dad played for the Kings because he went up to LeBron and said, man, my dad played against you in your first career game.
Yeah.
He played for the Kings.
Wow, yeah.
I wonder how many moments of
he
that
sure
this
did.
He
was.
said that in the game. It was like they checked the ball up and he went up to him. And I'm like, damn.
I'm looking at the game.
And LeBron said the same thing.
He didn't play.
Right. But LeBron, you know that. LeBron was like,
He played in game 3 though.
LeBron was like, wow, man, stop, man. I like, look at bro. But yeah, like they would have wiped off Dirk.
Bron with a simple 20,
Remember
25,
once he won
9,
that
6.
championship? Every time he went to the
Everybody loved Dirk.
What happened when you went to the gym? You seen somebody doing the Dirk move? They fading back with the one leg.
Who do y'all think that could be for this generation?
That's what I'm trying to think.
Like if they won MVP and Luka.
No.
He still got 0.
No.
Luka. And again, Dirk wasn't a
Like if
proven
Luka
playoff
won
player.
MVP and then got wiped out in the first round, the internet would
Joel
trash
Embiid.
him and Joel.
Boom.
Oh, it is Joel Embiid. Literally Joel Embiid.
Oh, yeah, it is
It's literally
Joel.
Joel Embiid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the MVP. All of that. Can't get out of the second round. We obviously know how talented he is.
And so instead of just waiting, we're going to sit up here and be like, man, he ain't did it yet. It's like, damn, it's a time limit. If you a star and you have a 10-year prime, I'm gonna just stretch it out to 10. Some guys have 7, 8. Some guys only have 4, 5. Some guys like Gil had like a 3-year run, whatever. But I'm gonna give you 10. The first 6 years of that 10-year stretch, playoff has no success. The 7th year mirrors the same way. If you get that ring on your last superstar year, ain't that all that matters? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
It just feels
Dirk
like
played-
this is fake clock that's just running and running and running. And it feels like it keeps getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
No, seriously though.
It
Because
really
everybody is so. I mean, these things that I'm holding make everything instant gratification. I feel like that's how people watch sports as well.
That's my thing. with,
Quarterback have the worst season of all time as a rookie.
The
We can't be good.
that's my thing
the
with the
realest
rookies.
shit I seen, because it's coming, y'all. Please believe. Somebody said it. When do y'all think they gonna flip it on Ant? It's coming.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
It's coming.
It's gonna happen. Yeah.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
He probably be like 26.
It's
when it
coming.
happens.
I told people it was gonna come with Luka. They thought I was hating on Luka when he first came to the. I'm not hating. I'm just taking it slow. But y'all ones that are quick to eat it up, y'all gonna be the first ones. So I'm, look, man, he still ain't got no MVP. He still ain't got no
and
ring.
then hypothetically, he goes to try to find it,
and then
you
get tortured for
discredit
that.
it because he went. It's a vicious cycle. Dirk played in 23 playoff series before he won his championship. 23 playoff series. That's insane. Like that's the type of patience we should. Now everybody's not gonna get this.
No, yeah.
Everybody's not gonna get
But
it.
I just remember looking at that, and I watched a little bit on YouTube, and I just remember like, oh man, like yeah, Dirk really was. We was really looking at Dirk like damn, he might not get one, and like the conversation, it wasn't as bad as now because wasn't nobody toxic, but it was like, damn, Dirk. Steve Nash had left, and then Steve Nash went from being his teammate to winning MVPs and being a competitor with the Suns in the playoffs. And it's like, damn, because he had to beat the Suns, I think, to get to the finals one of those years or some shit like that. Or when he got to the finals, or somewhere they played against each other in the playoffs, because the Suns never been to the finals either. But it's like, yeah, you're just looking, it's like, yep, in 2011. And I remember when they got to the finals. And obviously they're going against the Big Three Heat. I thought the Big Three Heat was going to spank that ass.
I did too.
Dirk just talked about it too. Let me see if I can find the quote. He said something along the lines of, "I can't lie. We got kind of lucky by getting them in their first year.
Yeah.
Which as candid as can be, because probably because that team once they finally got it going, it felt like they were going to be.
And I did not like Dirk when I was growing up. I thought he was a hell of a player. I thought he was brilliant, but the Mavericks were always good. The Mavericks were always good, and they would spank the Lakers, except like one game when Kobe had like 50-something, I think. But it's like the Mavericks, shout out to them getting him that ring, because now when you look at his career, it's a lot of seasons where you're going to look back at those Mavericks teams like, damn, they won that many games. They won 57 games. They won 60-something games. Like, Dirk did a lot of winning in his career, bro.
2011 year, they won 57 games, and before they got to the finals, they had only lost 3 games in the playoffs.
Damn.
And one of them is beating up on a younger, but still, KD, Russ, and Harden team. They lost 3 games until they got to the finals. I didn't realize they were that dominant in the conference.
In 2006, they went 60-22.
Insanity.
60-22. Holy shit, man.
They didn't miss the playoffs at all in Dirk's prime.
Bro,
they didn't miss the playoffs until he was 34.
The year he won, bro, in 2007, they won 67 games.
Damn. That ain't even too far away from the damn 73-9 Warriors.
Yeah.
And then lost in the first.
That's what they lost to the Warriors. That's what they lost to the Warriors. They won 67. You won 67 games and lost to the We Believe Warriors, who now we look at as goated, but like they barely made. I think they made it with a below 500 record.
No,
they were like 40 and
games
42.
over.
Oh, okay, 42 and 40.
Yeah.
And you lost to them.
And they got their ass waxed in the second round against Utah.
I never forget
Utah
watching
played no
that series, man. Like that was something where like you have so many people that help us fall in love with the game, so many moments. That's something that I can remember. I remember where I was
when they got bounced.
Just that series. I remember where I was.
D Brown is on this Utah team. Shout out to him.
Who?
D Brown.
You don't know who that is.
You don't know nothing about no D Brown? You grew up in the neighborhood, man. Don't sleep.
What school you went to? Like what high school?
Proviso East.
Who?
Proviso
Oh,
East.
Proviso West. Oh, okay.
He said East.
Oh, East. Sorry, I thought you said West.
You weren't there for the Illinois run with him, Luther Head, Darren Williams?
No.
Sorry to hear that.
Was
man.
that James Augustine on that team?
the ball, Nick?
Yep. James Augustine.
Yep. We got this. There's a lot of people that went to high school here.
Shannon
Mark
Brown.
Aguirre went to Westinghouse.
Shannon
Y'all know that?
Brown, D Brown. Who?
Mark
Westinghouse,
Aguirre?
Mark Aguirre.
Yeah, because he went to DePaul. I didn't know he went to Westhouse, but I know he's from Chicago.
Sheesh. Tony Allen went to Crane.
Tony Allen went to Crane. So did Sharon Collins. So did Will Bynum go to Crane? I think Will Bynum might have went to Crane.
Shout out Will Bynum.
Randy Brown went to Collins.
You know I was with Will Bynum?
When?
It was my dad's birthday. It was in Oak Brook. Will
They go to
Bynum
Crane.
popped up because he EJ plays for his team or organization or whatever. He was in there. He wanted to get, like, man, I got to do the podcast. Real shit.
I believe
I didn't even
it.
know you knew who Will Bynum was.
Yeah, I know who Will
I
Bynum
would've
was.
took
Pickup, Will Bynum was a nice little late pickup in our little fantasy draft. So
Yeah.
doing 2K.
Will Bynum knows who we are.
That's dope.
Yeah,
You know he related to Andrew.
That's our top 10.
that's our top
Fantasy
10 list.
football.
Fantasy football.
Draft was this weekend or last weekend, however you want to say it.
First thing I'll say, Mike, your place was amazing. I
Yeah.
really like your apartment.
Didn't smell as bad as I thought it would.
Actually,
you thought it was gonna
It was
smell like?
delightful.
Weed.
I like the win. I just like the layout. It's not like a super big place, but like I think whoever architect y'all place,
It's spacious
They
for the
made
size,
you
yeah.
get your bang for your buck with the
Yeah,
space.
John was like, he was surprised at how high the ceilings were. And I was like, yeah. Like, it gives it that space, and you can tell by how, like, the stairs are. Like, it's like 13, 14 steps per like, floor.
I like how y'all set up is to allow the natural sun to come in. And the way my place is set up, the windows is like, the big windows is in the whole neighborhood. And I live in a residential neighborhood. So if you open them up, people can see right inside your house.
Oh, yeah. That's
so
one
I'll
of the
be
best
like,
things.
I'll be like, I want the natural light to just shine right in, but I don't want you to be able to see everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's how my neighborhood is. When I take Penny on walk, you can see everything people doing in their house.
Facts.
That's just a suburban life. I'm just not comfortable with
We
that.
walked around, like, the outside, kind of like by that school, and we peered into, like, the balcony, and you really can't see as much. You could probably see, like, some light if it's on.
Yeah.
But you can't, since it's so high up and it's not
the
leveled,
angle
you
of
can't
it,
really see.
in the apartment.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
But I also like it because we were looking for a place where the rooms weren't next to each other, if that
Right,
makes sense.
across-
Like, they're
yeah.
across from each other, which I feel like majority of apartments be having it to where it's like the hallway and they right next to each other. And you can hear, like, everything. But
Yeah, that's how my place is. So when I'm streaming and I'm going crazy,
yeah, right
hear
next
me.
to it,
Yeah.
It's a good spot, man. It's
But
a good
yeah.
spot.
draft.
Darrick broke the TV.
Darrick brother. Shout out to our community, man, because those little moments, boy, they be turning up on Twitter quick. And shout out to you. I caught you in the most guilty looking. You didn't even break the TV, but it looked like you broke the TV.
Because you was looking like if somebody either seen what happened or you was looking like you needed some help.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how he called me like that, but he literally called me in like a confused look.
Somebody commented like, ain't nobody calling him.
No, the funniest comment was like, I know that Starbucks cup he is too. And it definitely was. Draft recap. I end up walking away very happy. It's always fun with these drafts because I think this year we all anticipated it so much. I know KB was doing his due diligence. I was. Terrence was. I don't know how much Darrick really gave a damn because he said Tony Pollard was going to be a second-round pick. That kind of told us everything.
I was trolling. I had got him confused with somebody else.
Which was who?
I forgot. I literally keep forgetting the dude name, but they were both light
He still
skinned.
don't remember.
They were
Didn't
both
get him.
light
Whoever it
skinned.
was, we didn't get him.
I got told y'all at the beginning, like I was so keyed in on like I know my first few picks gonna be, but it's like that clock start and the reality hit, and it's
Yeah.
not that.
My
I did not
whole
know I was
time-
gonna take Brees. I took Brees Hall first with my first pick, which was my fifth overall. Let me not say first. Kyron took CMC. So how the first 5 or 6
So
went
picks?
Kyron
CMC.
went CMC. I went CD. Mike goes
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Caleb goes Justin Jefferson.
He did that, or he went. What's the other receiver from Detroit?
No, Amara plays for
Mason, right?
no. Reese's team.
Right, who was
Oh
like
yeah, Reese
7.
was right before me. Yeah, he took him right before me.
So he had to take him.
Trying to figure out, see if we can see the big board. Draft results. Here we go. So Justin Jefferson goes 4, Brees Hall 5, Bijan Robinson 6, Amara St. Brown after that. Then we got Millie Wood, Jamar Chase, Jonathan Taylor, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, and Saquon Barkley. That's the first round of our draft.
Yeah, I was very surprised at how the draft went. You could tell like John wasn't doing his due diligence.
John said he was drafting people based on what they did last year. And then his second round pick is a rookie. So I'm like,
Who
your
was
whole
the
draft
second round
strategy.
pick? Oh, Marvin Harrison. That was a good pickup though. I like
Your
that
whole
one.
draft strategy is gone. gone.
But yeah, my highlight of my team was getting Brees Hall. I reached and got my boy Kyler Murray. I stacked him with Trey McBride at my
How
tight
early did you
end.
take Kyler Murray?
I took him 5th.
Yeah, fifth
Okay.
round.
He was projected to go 7, but I had to go get him.
Because I was definitely looking to get him on the next term. So
Yeah,
smart to
I
get
think
him.
I
love
took
running.
C.J. Stroud around that time as well.
I love
you took
running
him 3
quarterbacks.
picks
I
later.
got a couple people that I've had last year on my team with, I'm pretty sure I had Lamar, and then also I had Kyle Pitts
And you had
and
Tyreek.
Tyreek Hill.
I had to go get my boy Mike Evans.
I know. As soon as I seen him off the board, I didn't even look at who it was or like who took him. I just knew.
Yeah, I just need to figure out my second running back. And Twitter is, like, again, Twitter is so hilarious. You post your team and everybody's a GM. Everybody's a fantasy draft expert. I didn't even get a chance to set my list. I drafted, screenshot, posted. Oh, man, you got him started. I'm
that's
damn.
the thing.
I didn't even set
All
my
of us
team.
did you post yours?
Yeah,
Everybody that I saw post from our draft lost the draft according to the fan base.
except for me.
Reese, they said you did well?
Yeah.
Reese drafted his. They like, what are you doing? Smalls put his out there. Just There's no good team. I guess Darrick is the only good team. in
They
the whole
said
league.
I had a decent team.
I saw somebody that said, Mike, they lying to you in these comments. This shit weak.
I don't know. A couple people
I'm not
said I
saying
was
he's
cooking.
true. I'm not saying
No,
it's true.
yeah.
Because I've seen a bunch of teams in our league. I'm like, this. It's going to be funny to see how things shape up. I don't know how anybody said that with you. You wouldn't even know. Your best player, your first pick might not play.
True.
Like, if Jamar Chase don't play this week, I'm so happy because you played me week 1.
Who is year
do.
2 rooks?
That's Kyra.
Kyrie drafted
He
an awful
projected
team.
to get the most fantasy points.
The biggest thing that happened in our
this
draft,
first
y'all.
week.
Kyron had Joe Mixon as a 3rd-round pick.
I
What
had
was
him.
that?
I had him last year, so yeah, no, that's what he did. He got him. Then I guess that's it. I feel like there were a couple picks from him, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? But I guess that was the only one.
No, there was another one. We were like, what are you doing? I just can't think of it off the top
Was
of
it
my
Kittle
brain.
being in the 5th?
No, it was like a receiver.
One of my picks was an accident. Like I was eating pizza
Oh yeah, you were.
and literally, I didn't know it was my pick, and I was making food, and I'm starting to eat, and then Austin looked over at me. He's like, "Oh, you could just do whatever during your pick, huh?" And I was like, "What?" And I look down, and I'm scrolling through, and I accidentally hit like draft on one of the running backs.
Who was it? Ramondre Stevens?
Yes,
No,
it
Kyron,
was-
Kyron shit was Ray,
was it?
Ray Davis.
I don't know.
Ray Davis is rostered in 28% of the leagues. Why is he on your team, Kyron?
But that's last round, so I guess it's not that bad.
That was last round?
That was last round.
Oh, who did he take that was early then?
Because I took Greg Dolchich in the last round just because.
His name.
Kyron took somebody that was like insane.
I tried to
was
pick
somebody
someone
I
up off
Was it
weight.
Jalen Hurts 2nd round? No, Terrence took Josh Allen 2nd round.
Yeah. He was like, I just didn't like. He's like, I didn't like
I
anybody
didn't like the
around
running
there.
backs, yeah.
I tried to pick up Chuba Hubbard off the waiver wire. I thought he was still sitting, but then I saw KB has him.
He drafted him.
I drafted him, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know you drafted him.
Yeah.
He thought Nick Chubb was just gonna be on the waiver wire.
No. He didn't say Nick Chubb.
Who do you say?
Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
Oh,
What a name, by the way.
I had him last year. He was good.
My last 3 picks are dart throws. One of them might hit. None of them might hit. Who knows? Like my last pick, that tight end, he's tight end 1 for Bo Nix.
so we just had a bunch of players on our same short list too, huh?
Yeah, there were a few times you took the player right before me. Like I wanted Kyle Pitts again. I almost bought back into Kyle Pitts stock, but I also
could
got
trade
Drake
for him.
London. Nah, I'm good. Because I got the greatest rookie tight end to ever play. Brock Bowers, baby.
My wide, I got to make some trade. My wide receiver is just too good, but I can't play them all.
I
I
feel
need
like
a quarterback.
everybody's got really good wide receivers.
Yeah, 'cause
nobody has running backs.
By the way, at home we don't have defense, kicker, any of that.
And we only do 1 flex spot. I see a lot of leagues with 2. We only got 1 flex.
Yeah, my flex right now is Rashee Rice. He plays Thursday, so I need him to ball out. But Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, Rashee Rice,
Nobody
Coleman.
went double running back other than Smalls.
Christian
Saquon
Kirk.
and Travis Etienne.
Y'all let Jordan Addison fall so much because he was hurt. I had to take advantage of that. Jalen Polk for the Patriots.
Well, Darrick was looking at Jordan Addison like a round before that, and he was asking why was he still on the board.
No confidence in his pick. That's why you got to do your due diligence.
Well, when y'all said that he was carted off, I was
But
like,
he was carted off. But I don't think it was like an ankle sprain.
yeah, I know. I was like, if he was carted off, but it's saying he avoided. Y'all was saying he got carted off, but then the report was saying he avoided serious injury. I'm like, okay, what's real here?
Somebody lying.
I got
What
a
you
lot
mean
of
was real?
boomer bust.
He just got carted off for an ankle injury. Everything that happened was real. He avoided big injury, but he did get carted off.
Reese hit me up yesterday asking for a trade. And I
Yeah,
was
me
like,
and Reese had a trade on the table, but the dude he won, I gotta hope for. So I gotta
I
see.
just told him it was a little too early for me.
Yeah, I want to give it a few games.
I'm trying to do some shit now.
I just want at least 1 week. I need to see what Kirk Cousins does.
Okay.
That's all. Because when you go from who the hell was their quarterback last year? Riddler? Not
Desmond
Riddler. Riddler. The Riddler is a fucking Batman villain. When you go from Ritter to Kirk Cousins, I would assume Drake London's volume just goes up. He had 2 touchdowns all last season. That's because Ritter only threw 12.
I might try.
That's
Like
a fucking quarterback.
people was laughing because I had Zeke. I might let Zeke rock. That offense is so high power. If he could just get some goal line touchdowns, that's all I need.
No, just throw them bitches up to CD, please.
I had Zeke last year. I know he played for the Patriots, and it's a completely
Whole
different
different
line,
team. Whole different team.
but man, he was so bad.
That team was
So bad.
Who name me somebody that did something good for the Patriots offense last year?
D
Polk.
Mills.
I'm sorry, no, he didn't.
He's a rookie.
I know. I was just reading
D.
stuff
Mills?
about him.
Yeah, D Mills.
Played for the Texans.
Oh, he does now?
No, he played for the
He
Texans.
played for the Texans.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
he
know
does.
what
Yeah,
you're
yeah, he does.
I don't know if he does. He did.
No, you're right. He was right.
No, I literally don't know. C.J. Stroud is a Texas quarterback. I don't know what D. Mills played for.
I'm excited though.
I could have swore he played for the Patriots.
With this
Did he?
being a money league,
Because if
it's
he
more
is, it
incentive
makes
to
sense.
just be locked in.
Yeah.
Davis Mills. Yeah, plays for the
Oh, he
Texans.
plays for the
It's Davis.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know Davis Mills. That sucks.
Oh, it's Jacoby Brissett is the starting quarterback for
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
They don't
And
want to
Drake
rush
May
the
will
rookie,
get-
which makes sense because they're gonna suck.
He'll get it after about 6 weeks, probably.
There's a lot of rookies though in this draft. A lot of rookies. A couple rookie QBs got selected.
Who got Caleb? Did anybody take him?
Yeah, he got picked up.
T-Raw did.
Okay, that makes sense.
His
I'm
quarterback
going to tell
one is Josh
John,
Allen.
let's do a trade.
He's gonna
John
say
is
no.
not doing zero. John is the last person to talk to for Trae
I'm just
because his mindset: you want my player, he must be good,
Mhm.
and that's the way he always has played the game of fantasy.
Then he gonna over ask for
He gonna
something in
ask for your
return.
first round pick for somebody. It's just he's the worst, and that was one of the announcements I made. It's like this should not be a league where the draft is the last transaction, and you just play waiver wire. Like people should try to make trades. They should try at least.
I want to try to be more active on the waiver wire too, because guys in
that's how you
football,
win.
guys get hurt.
Yes.
So like
Puka Nacua did not get drafted last year. He was the fucking wide receiver at 2,
Yeah.
3 last year.
now he's my second overall pick.
Right. Somebody might pop like that, you know. In the waiver wire, you got to watch week 1 and see what's real and what's not. Because 3 of these spots on my team, I could waive them immediately to pick somebody else up.
Yeah, because Chuba Hubbard might be only 4 weeks for you.
Yes. Yeah. If you really want Chuba Hubbard, Max, I might keep him because of the name. What a name.
You know what was fun though?
What's up?
When we went to the golf simulator afterwards,
Oh, yeah. No, that was a blast.
bro. Having Kyron there too was hilarious, bro.
Kyron, yeah.
Who was better, Kyron or Mike? I wasn't even watching.
They ended with the same score, right?
Oh,
They
y'all
double
did.
parred every hole.
Oh,
No,
No,
Mike had a high score because he chipped in from like 20 out somehow.
what?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mike chipped in from 20 out.
He
And I don't
wasn't
mean to
there?
concede. I mean literally
I
chipped
didn't
into the
see
hole.
it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
you
see
was there. I'm tripping. We was on the same day.
But
Alvar was there. He teaching me and Kyron how
Weezy is
to
a
go.
crazy guy, man.
Why?
Because he was literally trying to give lessons to Kyron the whole time.
That's the worst, bro.
He brought Kyron to the other
to
bay.
a bay that was open.
the
I was
other
wondering
bay.
why they was over there.
And he showed he wiped my hand and
Right,
we
like
practiced.
yeah, there's a little. You know what I'm saying? And Kyron better than me because I was like, bro, I'm here to drink, eat some food, and just swing a golf club. Because nothing that he could have told Kyron was going to improve his outing today.
No,
Nothing. That's
At
why
all.
because then Kyron's not gonna golf for a while.
He's may never golf again.
teaching golf is stupid because
It was
first
cool
of
to
all,
have all
golf
those
is
people,
such
though.
a focused sport that like you're talking to me and I'm trying like Kyrie didn't even know how to hold a club
Yeah.
and he talking about man.
We had a
He
full
said,
eighth,
"Oh,
though. That was fun.
you was left-handed, right? Where your clubs at?" He talking to Pierre. Pierre like, "I don't think you need the left-handed one. You right-handed, ain't you?"
I mean, shorty, this
Like,
don't
this shit
feel
feel
comfortable.
weird. It feel
Yeah.
weird. But it was cool to have all 8 of the guys. Well, not all, because we still got what 2, 3 other people that weren't able to make it. But 8 of the guys go out, and like to see John play golf for the first time was pretty dope
Yeah,
because he's a guy that actually plays a little bit. And to see Weezy, who was on the golf team in high school, play. was
you
fun.
and Weezy was doing y'all thing over there.
Yes, I was.
It's like it was a little battle between you two.
The score says otherwise, but I can see.
Wasn't it like a close score?
No, I was like 4 strokes better than him.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I thought I looked over there and it was a lot closer.
No, you probably just saw his drive. We both
Oh.
drove, and our ball were like right next to each other.
Yeah.
Fairway.
No, y'all was hitting the hell about that ball for the drivers.
Yeah, it was a fun time, man.
The simulator is fun. It's just sometimes that should just feel off.
Nothing's better than being out there on the greens
Yeah.
for real.
Because you'll chip it and it'll feel like you hit it hard enough, but then the simulator will only have it go so far. And I'm like, I was supposed to hit that harder? No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
The weather's breaking now. This is a perfect time to be golfing. You got to
What you
worry
want
about
for Kenneth
the
Walker?
sun. Uh-oh.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
For who?
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I wanted Kenneth Walker bad, too.
I
What round
did,
did you
too.
take him? 3? 4?
What team you play for?
Seahawks.
You took Kenneth Walker in.
I ain't know you familiar because you took him.
I drafted
4.
Kenneth Walker last year or something.
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Yeah, you took him round 4. I was hoping he was there. That would have been my running back 2. But that's your running back 1.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift is my RB2. I like DeAndre Swift just because he could do both.
Receive and
Yeah.
sorry. I don't know. It might be a tough year for bro. He's one of those guys.
With the improved O-line, it could be something now. I just know Caleb Williams is going to be looking.
We're
to
going to
pass
do
on.
heavy screens again like last year. He might pop. He might pop.
Yeah, he ain't terrible.
I hate that, bro. Them heavy screens. It just once you do it
You
so many
hate that
times,
shit
it
'cause I'm mad.
becomes not. It's just like it's so predictable.
I love on NCAA when we got a 3rd and 9 and coach called that, and I'm like, bet. It's such an easy play to get a first down as long as your dudes block for you.
Right.
If you get that 1 or 2 good
See,
blocks,
that's the opposite for me because we be playing. At least I be playing quarterback. And so
Okay, but you got one of my guys. What you want
when
from
it's 3rd
Devontae
and
Williams?
19 or 3rd and 14, I don't want to run no halfback screen. I want to pass the ball.
Devontae Williams did me right last year. Pause.
Yeah, I'm not trading a running back. If anything, I need a running back back. Cause that's why every trade is going to die.
I'll trade you a running back.
Your running backs stink.
Mike has a bad running back core.
I'm just talking. You got Josh Jacobs, Ramondre Steve. I'm good on it. Unless you give me Josh Jacobs.
Got J.K. Dobbins for you.
Like I said, I'm good on it.
I give you Cooper
I had
Cup.
J.K.
Brian
Dobbins
Robertson.
last year.
I give you Cooper Cup for
Didn't I?
Devontae Williams.
No, you won't.
I won't.
He just
Because
said,
I was
no,
about
you
to
won't.
send that in right now.
He just said,
Even
no,
though I
you
don't need another wide receiver, it's Cooper Kupp. He'll be my flex guy. I was
My
pissed that
last
you
pick
took
in
him
the draft
early.
was Isaiah Likely, just because I liked his card in Madden.
That's cute.
won't. Hey, that's a good way to know if you like somebody.
How do y'all feel about the no defensive thing or no kicker?
I actually,
I won my league off of it.
I
so
like the
I'm
defense and the
skeptic.
kicker.
Skeptical.
I was actually a little iffy about it. Because at least the kicker part. Kickers sometimes be having really good, they can get you 25 points sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like a game.
Uh-oh,
changer.
Kyron just sent
A
the
trade?
first set of rewards you can earn in 2K25. Pink
Uh-oh.
Diamond T-Mac.
Oh.
Hey,
I thought you was about to say Kyron sent you a trade.
yeah, that's what it
Oh.
sounded like.
I'm glad it's Pink Diamond T-Mac because they love with the free cards and rewards cards, they love giving you like a Carlos Boozer or some stuff you know you don't want. But a T-Mac, come on,
Hey,
man.
just when we get to the crib, I'll join Discord and I'll screen share.
Okay, so you're going to build my bill for me then.
No, you're gonna watch me do my part.
Wait, what?
You're gonna watch me. I'm not doing something for you. You're just watching the.
But that's you being a good friend is building my bill.
I think you can wait about 16 hours.
Smalls is inquiring on Cooper Cup.
We might get some action.
He said, I thought you would trade Cooper Evans or trade. I'm not trading Trey
He's looking for a
McBride.
wide receiver.
He's at. I told him, I got too many receivers. Let me get a running back. But what he not finna do is he not finna ask for one of my top players and then try to give me a running back that's on a bench. But if he talking about ETN, we can
Right,
we can
yeah,
talk.
yeah,
we
talk
can
to him.
talk.
Hey, we appreciate y'all watching and listening to this episode of Numbers on the Board. Again, shout out to y'all for all the support over the last 8 years. We appreciate you from one name to another. Leave a like, subscribe, and please let us know in the comment section how your favorite player is one spot lower than where you want him to be. You are so pissed off about it.
Paragraph on paragraph.
I need it because I'm reading the comments. I'm not replying, but I'm reading the comments.
Get somebody to reply.
Love y'all. Peace.